Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to Tomes and Tales RPG. We are thrilled to be back with the Broken Few, continuing off of episode 15, and then the Undying League episodes as well, which do count towards the main campaign kind of as a whole, all things considered. We return to the city the morning after the ballroom blitz in Hanifrace as our party prepared to exit the city and head north towards the Deadlands-ish, with an idea to possibly expedite this high-ranking cleric from the Church of Corvus and return them home to help resurrect Iaka, as well as possibly looking into the tale of this undead dragon and this vampire problem that Hugle has burning in the background. But with all that said, let's get into tonight's episode of Tomes and Tales RPG. Ooh.
Welcome to Tomes and Tales RPG.
And welcome back. See that? That's called being a professional. We'll get that going. There we go. So when last we left them, the Broken Few had spent 2 days in each other's company and care as this impromptu family mourned and looked to a future endeavour of resurrecting Zero's son, Iaka. The gala was upon them within those 2 days, and our party gathered their outfits and prepared to depart their shared home and investigate the many faces of import that would most definitely be there. Upon entering the establishment, Val was able to discern a few very important figures within the upper echelons of the city's government, from which Voyage used his small talker radio courtesy of Sebastian to relay it to Hugle. Well into the evening of the gala, Zefaris crossed paths with Miros, someone who had once hired them to take care of a problem that was detrimental to his peace, quote unquote, while Zero crossed paths with the Red Devil herself in a ballroom full of civilians and onlookers. A tense conversation was had between the two women, who both fired shots at each other, praying for a bite. The bite came from Tess, however, who leant across and put out her lit cigarette on Zero's bare skin, from which carnage ensued. A lengthy battle in the ballroom saw Tess demolished by Zero and Zeph's conjoined efforts, with Zero landing the final blow in the form of a swift gunshot wound to her head, while Voyage provided overwatch. Hugo played delivery boy on the back of the now rideable dog, while Sebastian portal shunted their rival spellcaster outside the building. That was a thing that happened. Sure enough, the battle was won, and our party made sure to leave a message behind on one of the brand new automatons that read Sunken Sect Scum on it. The party retreated back to their carriages and sped home towards Zero's apartment in Zolotto, with Gosrick turning to them all and stating that they must leave the city for possibly a few weeks to let the heat die off. Gosrick offered to look after Val and Zeph's family once they returned, while Sebastian offered to check in on Ika's body at the church every few days. And now we return back to Hanifrace early into the morning. More so just for anyone else who watches. The date is Mondas, 30th day of Svarthrin, 983. For you guys, doesn't really matter much, but it's okay.
Just another day.
Another dollar. Zero. You hear the wind whistling past your ears as you hear the yelling of "Mother!" as young Ika's voice carries over. The farm is eerily silent in this morning as you turn to look at the inside of your home, a small farm outside the city walls. You know that this is a dream, but it plays out all the same. For the party and maybe for the audience, did you want to describe what the farmhouse looked like when all your family was there?
What was sort of like the main material that was used for houses on the outskirts of...
The brick, plaster and wood. It's just readily available.
Yeah, it'd be like one of those homes where it's like kind of brick on the base, and there's kind of like a smaller second story that'd be made of the plaster and stuff like that. It was relatively big. Like, there was meant to be a growing family that was meant to, live out their days in there. But it was close to the dirt road, and then out the back it spanned onto their land. They mostly grew orchards there.
Absolutely. You look up the hall knowing that the sound in Ica's voice was distress. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up as you rush to the aid of your eldest son. There he stood, a teenaged Ica, long shaggy hair that you demanded that he cut, but he didn't want to cut it because he wanted to have it the same length as his dad. Standing in the door of yours and Sal Reyes' bedroom. The open window letting a draft flow through that made the curtains dance on the wind. Your eyes drift down as you see the feet of Sal Reyes laying down on the floor, the rest of his body obfuscated by the bed. The smell of gunpowder dances on your nose, in a tandem with the thick, heavy, metallic smell of blood. It stained the wall like an abstract art piece, and you felt your stomach sink, almost positive that what you ate for lunch would come back up. You tell Ica to leave and go across to the Wembleys, a family who lived across the street from you and whom you were close with. You know the words left your lips, but in this recollection of the memory, no sound meets your ears. By the shoulders, you usher him out of the house and send him across to the Wembleys. You screamed and you sobbed and you cleaned the best that you could, preparing yourself for what you know was going to happen next. Mr. Wembley met you in the street. A kind man. He told you that he'd actually caught the other two kids on their way home from their academic studies and stopped them from entering the house in light of how frantic you were when you rushed Ica out the front door. We cut to Zero now standing at the edge of her bed, Sal Reyes in a fresh pressing of clothes with your wedding veil over his face, hiding the extent of the damage. It's easy to see that the kids are sobbing and crying as their mother strokes their hair, but no sound meets your ears. And in this moment, you're pulled into viewing this memory in the third person, seeing a younger version of yourself with your 3 children. And what expression would be on present Zero's face in this moment, having to go back and watch that memory from a third person perspective?
Tired.
Just tired?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I can see that. You feel and eventually see a very long, white, bony, skinned hand softly placing itself upon your shoulder. And it's the only real sound that you hear.
I've dug around in here long enough to understand and learn. A lot of pain, anger, resentment, and sadness, it seems.
Sure. It's nothing I haven't seen many times before.
He made a deal as well, didn't he?
In a sorts, yes.
I know not of every fiend that hands their power to mortals to wield, but I do know enough about their habits to know that if you stop doing what they need or want you to do, they can be very, persuasive, in a sense.
I know.
I know this will sound unbearably cruel coming from me, but it wasn't your fault, you know. You cannot bear the weight of decisions of others upon your shoulders forever.
Comfort from you. That's new.
I know, don't tell anybody. I have an image to upkeep.
I'll tell all my friends. The many, many, many friends I have.
If there's something I learned in my millennia of traveling and being around, is quality is better than quantity. Besides, I need you in tip-top shape. I have work that needs doing.
And he places another long, spindly hand. Kind of feels like one of those head massages. And you're like, oh, this is nice. Oh, wait, I don't like this anymore. And he turns your head and guides your eyes to the window. Because you know this is a memory now. You've been shunted out of that revision and you're seeing it from the outset. And this semi-idyllic in the sense of this busted up world we live in, right? In this high fantasy gothic game we're running. This semi-idyllic landscape is beset by a wall of empty and pitch black nothingness. Almost like an all-consuming tar and ichor that spreads over the landscape, but kind of kept at bay. Like, you see weird tendrils of, like, smoke and, like, this substance reaching out, but not being able to shunt itself any closer into the remnants of this memory. It looms over this memory of your life, almost like it's been locked by a wall, like blocked by some sort of wall. And he leans in, the Wanderer leans really close into your ear. You know, like, his head's massive compared to yours. Like, he's a fucking giant. And he goes,
A few gaps in your brain here, eh, Ariella?
and then you're shot out of your trance. Your mind racing, your brain is throbbing with an instant, it's an instantaneous migraine. Like, you go to open your eyes and you can't. You're just like,
Hello.
and there is a fresh trickle of blood running down your face from your nostril as you wake up into the morning. The air outside the apartment is cold. Heavy condensation lines the windows, but nevertheless, you all found some form of rest after an excruciating night of vigilante justice. Your newfound companion, Sebastian, left the confines of the apartment to see to the safety of his own family, as you all found rest not long after. Is there anything that you would do, being that you are always the first to wake up? You're the only elf of the group. Is there anything you would do of this morning? We're saying it's like, 4:30 in the morning, like it's early.
Probably will clean up, first of all. And then she'll probably potter around the apartment and getting it ready to be handed over. Making sure that everything's clean, everything's dusted off. Those rooms that were once not touched for a very long time, she goes and cleans those as well. She'll gather any lingering personal effects from any that she was holding on to from their childhood, and she'll just put them in a box and put them on the table, and Varus can do whatever he wants to do with them. And then she'll probably, at a very leisurely pace, just start to make her way to whoever is closest. That, you know, maybe it's like Zeph stayed with Goss, or like, you know, whoever's the closest for her. She'll probably just start leisurely making her way to whoever's closest to get the day started.
Yeah, because your room's right at the end of the hallway, and last we left the Broken Few, everyone kind of just crashed in the apartment, and I do believe that they would, well, at least that's how I had it in my memory. So if there's any other conjecture, if like maybe Zeph had gone with Goss to Goss's apartment instead, and like Voyage would have stayed with Val there, Hugle could have stayed because there was a spare room there. I actually put it to you guys because we can link up on separate timelines, or if you guys feel like everyone would have stayed together, I entirely think that would also be plausible too. But I'll turn it over to you guys about who wakes up next, who's where, and then we'll meet everyone back up again.
I definitely feel like Zeph would have stayed with Zero, knowing that they would have had to leave the next day just to stay within the group. Whether or not Goss followed Zeph or went back to his own apartment is up to him.
I don't think he would have left. I think he would have risked the mechanical disadvantage of exhaustion. Like, he would have basically put you to bed and tried to stay awake as long as possible. Yeah. You wake up in we'll say maybe, because Voyage definitely would have been in Val's room.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Getting a quick one in before we had to leave. I dare say you and Goss probably would have been in Aurelia's room. So just further down the hallway with the circular window. So when Zero slowly opens the door and the creaking, you're your eyes coming together. You see Goss is semi-slumped against the wall, on an angle, with his axe still in his hand, with his torn shirt and just his pants from the car the night before. He tried so hard to stay awake standing at the door that he passed out standing up, and then slowly you see where there's cuts into the wall where his back spikes have ground blooded into the wall.
I imagine it's Zero is doing such a good job of being quiet. She's being so careful and considerate, and she opens the door and she looks at them sleeping and she's silent and she's quiet. And she comes in and
That's how you know she's the mum.
I feel like that would have woken Goss up, and then Zeph would have just been like, it's like it's like a deep sleep. They go further into sleep because now there's noise.
Vacuum around your babies.
Same. She like puts the vacuum over Zeph, and the hair gets stuck a bit. Just like
I think what it is
Best clean Zeph's ever had.
I think what it is though is you go to open the door and you peek in through the gap and you can see that it's only Zeph in the bed and your heart skips a beat for a moment. So you very quickly but like silently try to push the door and as it like hits Goss who's like against the thing and you go oh. Quit it! It's like the arcane fucking vacuum from Sebastian that he's just left running around.
he's just like, shh, go to sleep.
And he gets up and there's so many clicks. It's like someone threw a bag of Lego down the stairs. He's like, ah, fuck.
Surprise attack, pillow across the room to smack God.
Don't make a noise.
It doesn't care about the vacuum.
You're being too quiet.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's like, is it that time already?
It's still relatively early.
Looks out the window. Relatively early.
Owl is out there, like.
Just does it smell like chloroform?
He
You try and tidy around him quietly.
yeah, he realizes like when he turns around, he realizes that he had passed out. He's just like, and then goes and sits on the bed and like leans himself against the headpost and just a very giant fucking hand very gently like brushing over Zeph's shoulder while they're still asleep. If you would like to awake next or you want to leave it till a bit later.
I feel like, yeah, as soon as Zeph's touched, it's like, fuck what?
I killed you, bro. I wasn't even worried.
Yep.
Oh,
Just
I miss
cleans
these guys
the-
so much.
Cleans the drool off a little bit. Zeph's probably like a light snorer as well. I like to put that out there. Give them more character.
Everyone's flawed. You understand? We can't all be perfect.
Murderers, conspirers, snorers.
Yeah.
The worst of
worst
the
people.
lot.
Watch out for the snorers.
But he'll as you like kind of get into clean and you leave to like let them wake up at their own pace a little bit. He kind of like leans over, like gives you a little bit of a like a shake as you're like coming to consciousness, and he's like, "It's time to go."
What time is it?
Too fucking early, but I'm gonna say
She would have done
Probably.
like all the like shared area cleaning first before then.
maybe
decide
like
to
6
risk-
a.m.
Yeah.
We'll say like 6 a.m.
Ooh. Okay.
So you're getting that through the cloud cover. You're getting that light break of like blue through the clouds as the sun's cresting over the horizon.
She's made toast for breakfast too. It's either burnt or it's basically just warm bread.
Roll a sleight of hand for me. You want to be between 14 and 17.
Ooh, maybe not. Actually, I don't think my sleight of hand's actually that good.
You got good dex.
Oh, it's 15.
Yeah, it's perfect toast.
Oh!
If you went too high, you would have left it in too long and it would have burnt. But no, your nostrils are beset upon by the scent of actual cooked bread.
Oh yeah. She was
Just-
possessed, wasn't she?
Just
wonder
something
I
on my
cooked the
grind. I'm gonna
toast.
leave. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the kitchen. It's just two really long arms. She's like,
See, you've got to time it just right.
She's like holding Zero's arms like a puppet. She's like, I hate this. I hate this.
I feel like it's more JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, like a stand where like his waist is coming out of your back and he's just over the fucking edge.
Eddie.
I am a chef now. But you two awake. Is there anything that would have been part of Zeph's morning routine as they wake up?
I think Zeph would probably ask Goss about like what to expect outside of the city, Because the only time that they've ever been out was to retrieve Zero.
Yeah, you were on a cut path, yeah.
So it'd basically be along the lines of like, have you ever gone north before?
Not for many, many years. I've not really had the need to leave. But
You know what? Let's...
He's pulling his intelligence out.
Yeah, he's low intelligence.
I like that giggle.
Sam's little he goes, whatever traveling I did was mainly just to the farmlands and just being outside of the city limits. I've not really gone far enough to understand what lies out there. All I know is when you start getting into the deep wood in the shadow of the mountain, that's when shit gets bad. But I would also recommend staying away from the point of the mountain and cutting through the pass in the middle of the mountain range itself, because I know that the military has they have barracks on the top of the mountain that they have wyverns. And
so
they're a
through
bit
the
fucking...
butt crack.
You want to move... You want... Next roll you make has disadvantage. He goes, I think in light of the circumstance, it's probably best you just break right and go around, you know, especially... Would you guys would have told him about, like, going to the
I
Dead
talked
Lanes
about it
and that
last
sort of
night.
stuff. You
Yeah.
did, okay.
I rolled an eavesdrop.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
what
it's a disadvantage.
I talked to everyone about the night
don't
before is I know a path up the eastern coast that's not looked at very much.
Yeah, I think he would be like, follow the little guy. I think he kind of has it made by this point. He's done a lot more wandering than the rest of us. It'll be fine.
I've only ever killed people before.
Hell of a way to learn.
That's a lie. You've killed hopes and dreams as well.
Yeah, my own.
That's a lie. You killed my tough guy personality.
Yeah.
I'm a giant bag.
Oh, my groceries, yes, ma'am.
He's just like,
You could have demanded that. Carry me out of the fucking city, guys. City would have done it for you.
You will be like,
you're not here!
we'll be like 2 weeks out into an adventure, and like he'll come up like on your stern and be all like, "Where's my tote bag? I can't find my tote bag. How am I meant to bring the groceries home, baby?
Have
I
you checked
fucking
my
hate
I'm lost without you."
I hate you all. Why did I bring this back? Should have just started a new jetpack. But you guys slowly begin the process of putting together all your kits and your itinerary, because you had all your clothes there, and you guys get ready to do your packs.
I feel like it'd be a scene of Zeph just going through the bag and then Goss being all like, you're going to need some of this, you're going to need some of this, take that out, you won't need that, sort of thing.
Yeah, do you have a adventurous pack, don't you, as part of your original kit? Or did you not take a kit as part of your build? Let me know as we go along.
I'll let you know.
Who
like,
would be next?
facts of Moodle.
I'll say that before we all went to bed, when Hugle went, like, we all went off to separate ways, he would have sent a message to Headmaster Rindell.
Okay, what would that message have been?
So it would have been after everything went down at night. We would have sort of found a spot probably off in the lounge with Dog.
Yeah, looking
to
out the
sleep.
window, looking at the city, yeah.
And, brother, we need your help. Can you find a way for a few of us to get out of the city silently tomorrow?
There's a small gap in that message, and eventually he touches back. And we'll say this is the night before too, so your spells are already restocked. And he goes, at this point in time, comrade, I don't know if there's much I can do. I feel like it would perhaps be best for you to limit your visiting for a while. I don't know if that was 25 words, but fucking...
Who's counting?
I can't count.
I can't read.
Hugo would just leave it at that. Or actually, he might send out we're planning to head north. We'll see if we can't find your missing cleric. I'll keep you updated.
He responds back. What we heard wasn't good, but wasn't bad. They should be in a small encampment outside. Hunt last night was successful. And that's what you end with. I wonder who that could be.
I
You buggered your
don't
last dugger.
remember the full conversation I had after Zero left the room with Rindell last time. Would I know what he's talking about?
I'm going to say make an insight check. First roll back. Oh no, technically not, but first roll.
Oh.
17 plus
Yeah, for fuck's sake.
6, 23.
23. You know in your heart of hearts, just by the way he spoke back, that he acted on that information without hesitation.
Yeah.
You weren't talking to a man of God back then. You weren't talking to a brother of the cloth. You were talking to a soldier right then.
Okay, so if they can't help us get out, I would have been just sort of rolled up with dog and fall asleep in the living space, I reckon.
Absolutely.
Spooning.
So
Thank you. I was worried about Dom.
I would think Hugle would actually probably be the last to wake up because you would have stayed up a bit later then, I think. So we'll go to you. Would you wake up first, or do you think you'd awaken to Val waking up? Because he's kind of got that high-rise energy like his mum does.
Yeah, no, he's got that high-rise energy.
Yeah.
Voyage is drooling.
So you
Val's
wake.
there like several hours like before, just like picking his feet up.
No, I think it's
Slay.
you get woken up.
Hell yeah.
You break consciousness. You break consciousness at about 5:30 in the morning, about the same time that you wake up. Because it's a habit that just didn't get broken from when they were kids. You
Yeah.
would awaken, and then they would wake up with you, spend the morning with you, go to school, and that's that. And you wake up like window looking out about 5:30. As he like sits up, just in like he took all his like shirt and stuff off, but still has like his really nice dress trousers on, and he
Are
just
you
sits
sure
up.
about that?
No. Oh, fair.
You sure about that?
You sure about that? Okay. His briefs. His briefs then. If that's how horny you want to be today.
He is wearing the
wearing
outfit
anything?
God intended for him.
None! But he sits up, rubs his eyes, his hair's all fucking messed up, looks over, realizes
Yeah,
that
this
your
is
eyes are
mine.
like opening. Can I continue?
Sorry, you started it.
Why is his hair so messed up?
Why do you think?
Probably because he killed someone for the first night last night and had a bit of a crisis of faith.
Whatever you say.
And the fact that he got his bang on, because he had to get one in the road.
That's more like it. That's this campaign.
But this
Yes,
is what
my
we're here
boy.
for. But he leans across as you're like slowly waking up next to him and goes, sorry, I can't really stop it. It's force of habit.
He looks out the window. Can I have 5 more minutes?
Sure. Do you want coffee?
Please.
Okay. And he leans over and gives you a kiss on the head and then goes like, and eventually you guys meet in the hallway where he's like, puts a shirt, puts a robe on and then walks out. Morning, Mum.
Good morning. Is your bed warmer still sleeping?
If that's what you would like to call him. Yes.
Excellent. You just hear the clacking of it, yeah. And then the door open, and then it shuts, and then you just hear the door turn like,
Zero, no! No, Zero!
It's just fucking over your head.
Jesus.
Kira,
Zeph and Goss haven't left their room yet, and they're both there on the other side of the door, like.
Gotta sneak behind everyone because that camera needs a tweaking.
Needs tweaking. Yes, I do. But
Bumping into everything.
he meets you out in the kitchen and begins to brew a big pot of coffee for everybody
Oh.
because everyone kind of needs it. And
Sorry, Shafid.
that's okay. And while you guys are in the kitchen,
What's this Brown Street? Sorry, please continue.
while he's in the kitchen with you, he kind of like bumps into you. And can you make an insight check for me? And this would, I'm gonna say with it. Oh, you get advantage on inside anyway. Don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, I don't really think I can get better than that. No, I can't. That's 26.
Holy fucking hell!
He's just like, they're nervously in the kitchen, and Zero's like comes into frame like,
No, it's. You can tell he's got something something's eating him inside, and he doesn't know how to start the conversation.
Oh.
Fucking grow up! Grow up, cunt!
I saw your smirk and then I couldn't hold it back.
Yeah, Val likes to get his ass ate, right?
Sit next to each other. Opposite, same thing.
Like, get it out now. Get it out now, fuckers. Get it out now.
It's been so long. We need to take the piss out of our characters.
It's
out
been so
now.
long since I've eaten a 2D character and it's
I
hard.
checked the camera and I just hand down and your smirk was just like...
I was really hoping you'd pick better wording.
I'm glad you didn't.
Sorry.
Roll up a second character, you're gonna need it.
No, I won't.
But he looks very, like, distressed. Like, innocent. You know when someone's trying to keep it together?
Yeah.
And it's so obvious that they can't.
Yeah, they can't, yeah.
But it's like...
Because she's not learnt to be very affectionate overnight. She's softening up, but she's still a bit awkward about it, and she kind of just like...
It's very Kratos and Atreus,
Yeah.
where he's like really hesitant to like put the hand on. Yeah.
And she's kind of like... What is troubling you? Don't lie.
His whole spine just locks. He's terrified. He's like semi-long ears, like you go down a bit. But you realize the second you ask him, like the hand that's holding like the kettle on like the coal stove to like heat up the thing, starts like shaking really, really badly. And he goes, "How do you stop it hurting when you kill somebody?"
Ooh.
Because he took someone's life last night.
Yeah, she'll put her hand over his and like gently get him to just put the kettle down, and she'll be a lot less awkward about it, and she'll take his hands into hers, and she kind of holds them there. It doesn't. Guilt is very much like grief. It gets smaller, and it still moves around. And as it gets smaller, it comes to the front of your brain less often. It has further to travel when it gets pushed further back into your mind over time. But it never stops coming forward, just less often. It'll stop being debilitating. It ends up serving more as a reminder.
Okay.
Hey, you did what you had to do. You and me are not the same. I don't want you to ever worry about that.
Okay.
You're a good kid. A good kid who can do what is necessary. That... it's a very rare combination. And, as much as it pains me to see it rack you like this, I'd be lying if there... And she's trying not to, like, smile proudly in this moment. You can see, like, her face kind of like... I am happy that you can look after yourself. That was also a very good shot. Unfortunate though, of course. Very glad to see you can look after yourself though.
That's your work brain coming through. And you're very bad at hiding it. In the meantime, I think it's time to get everybody up and ready. And he'll slowly begin the process of knocking on everyone's door, realizing he gets to the last room and looks, and he can't find the halfling. So he goes back into the living room, he goes, We've lost the little one. Oh god.
Under the wing of dogs.
Yeah.
What do you mean we've lost him?
Voyage is going to kill me. Where is this little man? And then you hear the in the corner, and then you see like dogs looking like bulbous as, and he goes, rolls out, and his wings sprout, and Hugle rolls out from under the wing. Oh, God's in heaven. Walks over, kind of like taps you on the foot with his foot. Come on, buddy. Sun's getting real high, little fella.
There's no sun outside at all yet. Like the big window, it's still light.
Come here. I'm going to show you. Like, lifts you up a bit. I'm going to. He's weak as fuck. He ain't figure that boy out. He lifts you up and he goes, "Have some of this." And he like walks you over to like give you a cup of like this like elven coffee that's like just gas. Like,
The high shelf. He hasn't seen the high shelf ever in his life.
There's stuff up here?
there's so much dust. But by this point, everyone's awake and we'll bring everyone together. And
You guys walk out, I imagine Hugo took a sip of like the bitterest coffee, and then when the rest of you walk out, you just see him just pouring sugar into it.
Somebody stop him!
Did you even stir it? It's just like sugar afterwards.
This is
and
the accurate size of the cup to Hugo.
There's about the same amount of sugar in it, I'd say.
Yeah, probably.
What do you mean? It's the sugar jar he dipped his coffee in.
Yeah, I took my
Give him
coffee.
no more of the good coffee!
How did I know he was going to contaminate it with his body weight in sugar?
Oh
He's
god,
fucking
no.
tweaking.
And Goss walks out, big cup of coffee, sees Hugo having a freak out, he goes, "Ha! It's not the worst thing you can put in your body."
For his stature, I think that is.
Yeah.
If anything, it's just going to make him faster.
And fatter. He'll be rolling very fast.
His gait is like 4.5 feet shorter than everybody else's. His legs have got to work harder. Sounds like raindrops every time he runs behind you.
I'm leaving the city by myself.
But
How are we getting out of the city?
that was actually what I was going to ask.
Through the front door!
Well, yes, through the front door, but are you going to get wheels? Are you going to do it on foot?
Oh. I didn't think about that. Should we get wheels?
Well, I mean, if you've got the coin to spare, you can definitely get a carriage and 2 horses, but... Bag of money.
No, no.
These two are fucking rich. I'll take care of it. I don't have to think about it.
We have quite a journey.
Okay, give me 1 second. Zero's gonna go down the hall, and you'll hear like the... And then a floorboard just goes... Boom, and she just like pulls out like a wooden box. And then she'll like put it on the kitchen counter and open it up. And it's just filled with fucking coin. It's filled with gold.
Hugo's eyes weren't wide
Remember to
before
keep
they
track
were
of the
now.
total that's in the
Fucking
nest egg
dinner
as
plate.
well. Because
Look at the nest egg I'm pulling out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so make sure whatever you take out, you keep note of how much is not in there.
Oh yeah,
Let's
I've got
take
it written
it.
down.
All right,
Don't
cool.
worry. I'm not sketching the system.
I've never seen so many coins in my life. How do you get all of this?
Gossip from across the room.
We kill people.
Actually, I got this little
Actually.
nest fund, because it is about 10k gold for another Koppenjäger. So one day I was short on money and I thought, I'll kill another headhunter. And then I did. It was shit, it sucked.
10,000.
I put a big dent in it though. But there's still like a good 7k there. I'm sure
Looks
they
at
could get
his
us carriage.
little tiny bag that's probably got like nothing left in it. How much do I have?
You don't live comfy by not doing heinous shit.
That's the one. Tried and true. You kill shit, the
Hugo has
government
80
can't
gold.
touch you.
So it's just like, He thought he was rich. As well.
Being a criminal pays, and the bad guys always win.
The house always wins.
You've got fucking 80 gold, bro. I've got less than 50.
Oh no! I can't have my son's boyfriend in drag! Sliding money over
From
there!
across the room at the window, you see there's coffee all over the window, and his head's just down in shame. You're like,
We weren't that loud, were we?
we were pretty loud.
You were.
I thought you were trying to fucking contact a herd of fucking owls last night.
Did it
Anyway,
They
Yes.
did. One flew into my window and broke its neck. Probably because it didn't want to fucking listen to you anymore.
work? Sorry.
You're not sorry. You will be though.
so, but what's the game plan, gang?
Hugle,
What are we
help
thinking?
me.
So, I'll actually give it to you because you remember this when you first come into the city through the main gate, with the bridge that you crossed over. When you came in with Dari and he had the cart and the horse, there's a whole stable and like coach business right there at the front door. So you're gonna have to walk out to the edge of the city on foot anyway, but you can get one on the way out if you want to.
Alright, well, first things first. Everybody needs a bit of a pep up. And she's going to give everybody a top up of 100 gold.
Ooh.
Just like
If you lose it, I'll be upset, and
straight
then
into the bag of
I will
holding.
give you another 100.
Hugle,
I lost it.
Hugle is now the over-encumbered Dark Souls guy where he goes to roll and it's just the animation slowed down by 50%. Sounds like a bunch of pots and pans getting thrown downstairs.
This is why I needed a bag of holding. You can't carry a lot
Hey,
otherwise.
Hugo, can you hold this? And he just hands his 100 over.
Oh, the United Bank of Hugle? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to keep that in your currency?
Yeah.
Or you want me to, yeah.
It's in my inventory, but you're holding it. Because it makes you feel better.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter who's holding it, as long as you're aware that of your pot, you have 100 each. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Alright. And then...
Well, it points at Val. Goss goes, I'll only when you leave, I will take him, go to his apartment, grab everything that he needs, bring him back here. Okay. The higher we are off the ground, the safer we are going to be.
Okay. She'll give Goss 300 gold, because that's the normal sort of escorting price.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what she's asked of him. And then she is going to get a smaller box sorted, and she's going to give Valris 1,000 gold.
Okay. So
Because she does not know how long she's going to be away for, if she comes back at all.
1,000. Okay, so you go to you give Val the 1,000 gold pieces first. Is there anything you say to him as you're like handing over this bag of gold to him?
She'll hand it over, and like as he goes to take it, she'll like snag his hand and like yank him in a bit. Don't spend it on fucking books. And then lets him go. It is for body corporate and keeping the apartment safe and secure and clean. I always kept this apartment clean.
Looking around.
Sure.
Just like,
I love you.
I love you too.
He leans and gives you a kiss on the cheek.
Use it wisely. Get yourself a gun or something.
How about I go and buy a spell book and maybe learn some new spells instead?
Or you could buy a gun.
I will think about it. And you turn from Val, and you go to, as you turn around and you're counting out the coins for the 300 gold, and you go to turn around and Goss puts a hand on your wrist, not in like a demeaning way, but in a gentle way, and he goes, not this time. I've got the money. You don't charge for family.
whatever you say.
We weren't a thing yet. Okay? We weren't a thing
I
yet.
want a fucking refund. I'm waiting for my tax back.
I'm gonna use that for your family's house anyway.
I know.
Just hold on to it. Not for the job. In case something happens. And besides, depending on what happens out there, there will be another smart-ass loudmouth, maybe, perhaps, to feed.
Okay. Alright, kid. Get your shit. And we have the montage of everyone pulling all their kit together and all their stuff. And by this point, I'll say you probably get ready to leave at about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. Where it's like, you're just behind everyone that's getting ready for work, but you're going to beat like the mid-morning rush kind of vibe. And by this point, the only thing that's really left to do is step out the door. On the way.
On the way. I'm gonna take some of that nest egg on the road as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop that in.
Zeph's going to approach Hugle. Do you want to... It might be in the opposite direction anyway, but did you want to stop by my parents' place and get some of those herbs and that you planted? If you need them.
Hugo just sort of starts making the same herbs grow from his hand. I think I'm okay.
I thought we could do it the old-fashioned way, but that's okay. That's
I cleaned up the garden over there the other day, though.
thank you.
You and Valorous are alike. You know, you want to go and get herbs that he can just make pop up. He wants to get spellbook to learn spells when he could just have a gun.
The old-fashioned way.
It's like animated high five.
Stars like that from it.
Hello. Anything else?
Alright.
I'm keen on getting that horse and carriage. My feet are old, and they are tired, and I don't feel like walking. My knees are not good. I am old.
I'm tired.
And tired. Did I say that already?
A woman of luxury.
Also, yes.
Hey, Goss leans into you and he goes, a road trip? She is a very dramatic woman.
I heard that!
You hear nothing! Silence yourself. But as it's the game plan is you guys will leave and they will leave not long after you to try and divvy up the group so no one's caught in the crossfire. It's kind of like transporting an MVP with a particular individual. You've done escort jobs, you know what it's like. As our broken few are getting ready to leave, Goss will pull you aside first and he very like a bit sheepishly, you know what I mean? He goes, well, have fun, I guess, for what it's worth. Try and keep these chuckle fucks safe.
Always. I'll also try not to die.
Please.
Yeah.
I think I would be very upset.
So would I.
You wouldn't know, you'd be dead. And then a very, very big dragon hand like grabs you under like your small like teardrop face and he gives you a really big kiss on the way.
Aww.
Stop.
Stop it.
Turns over, sees everyone looking.
Everyone's just like holding their coffee like,
So can they fit the whole tongue down?
I'm a changeling.
Oh yeah.
just like opens up a big whole mouth like, whoa.
It's like got teeth and everything.
And then you guys have your interaction. I'll wait.
No, it's okay.
As you go to walk out the door, you get snagged on the back by your bow, and the bowstring kind of whiplashes you back like, what? And Val will be standing there, you know, like with his hair's in a ponytail by this point, and he's got another cup of coffee. It's like his third one for the morning. Uni life.
Yeah.
And he's like, try and look after her, please.
course. Can't guarantee you'll bring it back in one piece, but we'll bring it back.
That's you know what? That's probably the fairest response you could have given me. So I'll take that as a win.
Yeah.
In the book. Look after her. I don't know how she's going to be now after everything, you know. So just keep an eye on her and look after yourself too.
I'll be back.
The bed will be warm when you get back.
Better be.
And he leans and he gives you a kiss.
There.
You guys are able to leave.
And it's gay as shit. Like, there's a rainbow in the background, there's glitter, there's anime flowers. You best believe this is Oran High School Host Club. I love that show.
I don't know what that is. Oh god.
You need to watch it.
I mean, Neo Genesis, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures kind of go. Anyway, continue.
After
I'll
like
educate
Meg, after they're like Zero's in the background, like she goes to like turn to Hugle to go, you know, at least there's two of us, and then like sees like Hugle like with the dog, and like, I hate it here.
I am underappreciated in this house.
Gestures to your ring, like, you got a fucking husband.
Oh,
In the back of your mind, I mean.
silence,
Zero, think about the fingers.
silence. We're going to get the carriage.
And go to get the carriage. You do. Moving through the city at about 8 a.m. in the morning, the streets are filled with the wandering folk going to work and moving in between the buildings. The streets aren't as well. It is the night after, a big city gala, so the streets are a little bit deserted. Like the council put in the work for the big night and kind of doesn't give a shit the next week.
Yeah.
So, you guys are able to move through kind of unperturbed through that gap. Again, from the Zolano, it probably takes you about 45 minutes. Maybe just under an hour as the traffic begins to pick up as you guys head towards the front gates of the city. And as we're moving along, again, because this home is the stomping ground for two of our collected party here, but probably one a bit more so than the others, probably just due to your tenure of how long you've been alive for, Zero. And as you're moving along, one building, as you're getting close to the main gate, catches your eye for a split second, and you realize you haven't gone to see him in a while, and you don't know when you're going to be back.
Yeah. Hey. And like Zero's kind of like whole demeanor changes from like a mum to like an adult child, and she like kicks the dirt a bit.
The whole group stops, but Dog keeps walking, so Hugle has to reach out and grab his tail, and he's like...
I love how Dog's now Hugle's problem. Like, I don't have to worry about him.
Do you mind if we just make one quick stop before we go? Just, my pops is getting, quite old, and, I don't,
Is it something that you'd rather do on your own? And we all kind of go take care of the carriage situation while you handle that?
I mean...
Or do we all go get this weird, Granddad Zero?
I would like him to meet all my kids.
Oh. Inspiration.
Yes!
Still got the coins?
I do have the coins, oh my goodness.
I know I've still got inspiration from the last game.
Yeah.
Hey, good catch.
Oh, fuck it!
Oh, it's
Draw.
I played
He
myself.
jinxed it.
Yeah. But if that's the case, the party moved to this. It's an apartment. It's a smaller apartment building than what you've seen. Kind of built integrated into like a. If you've seen any of the construction of in Normandy specifically, they've called Normandy buildings, but they're very specific like aesthetic where they're built in like L's and stuff because like in France they have a lot of expanding streets, kind of like that, and it's a small corner apartment. And you guys wander in, and it's just a push open door, and it's just a staircase. None of this fandangle elevators or anything of the like. It's very, very old school. Like, got to climb the stairs, all that sort of stuff. And you go up a couple of levels, and you happen upon the faded and kind of like water damaged wooden door of the apartment, and I will turn it over to you at this moment. And then from inside the fucking door, you hear it's open.
Oh. And then she'll open it. Do you want to fucking die? Do you want to fucking die? Do you not know how your fucking locks work? You're old, decrepit.
And there's from in the darkness of the apartment, because you guys haven't breached the precipice yet. There's a of which you guys would have become accustomed to is the cocking of a hammer on a handgun of some sort. As we move into the threshold, it's yeah. As we move into the threshold, it's a very singular studio apartment kind of vibe. There's a small kitchenette, a big, large, comfy sitting chair. The walls are like moss green with golden paint and filigree, and there's a nicely stone carved fireplace in there. And as you guys are all walking in, you're seeing many. We use the term pictures in describing them in the game, but they're like paintings and charcoal paintings, you know, stuff that's put to paper by artists, of what you guys would see of younger Zero, and who you would only assume to be her late husband, which she's probably, I believe, mentioned briefly in passing. A blue tiefling, black hair, is it golden eyes? Yeah, golden eyes, really suave black suit. He's fucking handsome. He's a good looking boy. Very chiseled chin.
Still got it.
And then there's photos of like the three kids, like there's one of like baby Ayaka, and there's what you would understand, and there's one that you guys see where it's like the three kids like the age 10 and under in descending. You can see the similarities between the both of them. But this little hallway leading into this single apartment is just fucking lined with these photos. Like, they're everywhere. And as you enter into like the living room where you can see the fireplace and the kitchenette properly, you all see this old human man into about his 90s. He's missing his left leg below the knee, and where he has an iron prosthetic that just sits resting on this iron built wheelchair with like some sort of like rubber tubing for the tires to like help give him some grip, and it squeaks as he moves around, but he moves so slowly as he turns the wheelchair to like kind of look, and you realize that there's a cocked flintlock pistol on the armrest of this wheelchair. He has shoulder length grey hair, some peppering of stubble, a few nicks on his face from obvious shaving accidents because he's such a spiteful old man that he has to do it himself. But I will, when you walk in first, there's a really perturbed, angry look on his face, like cranky look, and he squints like really hard, like you can see where like his eyes starting to go a bit milky, and he squints. He goes, "Oh, is that you, Ari? You're too tall to be Ari. Who the fuck are you?" Holds like a shaky gun up, his memory failing him in his old age.
She'll put the shades on her head, and she'll just like smack the gun to the side. Who are you going to shoot, huh? You fucking blind. Ooh, the gun's so scared. Yeah, you'll shoot the fucking wall 3 times before you hit one single intruder, you fuckhead. Put it down before you hurt yourself.
Puts it in a holster, turns the wheelchair. Oh, I remember you now. Who the fuck is this lot? You're short.
I am.
They prefer the term gravitationally challenged.
Don't fucking use big words on me, Missy. You and I both know you don't have the fucking brain power for that.
At least I went to fucking school.
That was low even for you.
Do you want a coffee? I'll go make one. These are my other kids. Hugle, Zefaris, and Voyage. Voyage is technically a son-in-law.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You got roped into that one, didn't you? Sucks to be you. Where's his chair in? And he goes, well, always good to have a couple more locked into the flock then, isn't it?
Yes. How are you feeling? Are you taking your medication? Have you seen the doctor?
Yes, that fucking nurse comes in once a week and makes me take my stupid pills. I don't need no fucking pills. Before you, I was the best fucking gunslinger this city had ever fucking seen! And that short little skimpy fucking gnome fuck, before he started cheating me out of my fucking firearms. That joke's on him, he fucking blew up and now he can't use his legs either. Ha!
She's like making a coffee while he's like going off like, yes, you are the best. Everything I learned from you, yes.
Don't suppose she talks about me very often, does she?
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's hard to explain. You know, it's hard to explain.
She doesn't talk about herself much in general.
Yeah, she learned that from me.
Anyways, everyone, this is my pops.
Takes his cup of coffee.
My name's Edalus.
Just call him Pops. He'll tell you 3 versions of his own name before we leave.
Yeah, that's fair. So you're going on another trip then?
Yes.
You seem packed for the weather.
Looks at your packs.
She'll pop a butt down on a lounge next to him. It's going to be a long one this time, longer than usual. And I know that I don't pop in as often as I should, and I know that you probably secretly prefer it that way. But I don't know how long I'm going to be. And, well, call a hat a fucking hat, you're getting old, and you're basically trying to crawl into the grave at this point.
I'll get there when I'm fucking good and ready.
Yes, I'm sure you will.
I'm surviving purely on spite by this point. And that good fucking elven coffee you brought me.
Which you need to really stop having multiple cups of in one day. You're going to go into cardiac arrest.
Next you tell me I have to fucking stop smoking too. Get fucked.
Did you start again?
Of course I did. The second you left the first time.
Where are you hiding them?
I won't tell you shit. What are you gonna do, take my leg?
She does. She picks up his fucking leg and puts it on the other side of the room. It looks so much better over here. Go on, come and get it without getting fucking puffed out.
I feel like me and Voyage are just standing to the side of the room trying
Just
to make
witnessing it domestic.
How small can we make ourselves to drink that?
But
We're both trying to hide behind Dog.
Yeah.
in this moment, he just completely disregards the fact that his prosthetic leg's been taken. And he just goes,
Well, I don't really have any words of wisdom for you, but wherever you're going, make sure that you hit first, alright?
Just like you taught me.
Yeah, just like I fucking taught you. Alright. I want to have a nap. So, lovely to meet all of you, but kindly, fuck off.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we're both gone.
But as, Zeph, Hugle, and Voyage go to leave, he grabs you on the wrist real quickly on the way out. And there's a very obvious grunt of pain, because he's just so fucked up, man. Like, he was a hunter back in the day.
Yeah.
And he goes,
She came and saw me, before she left. I think that's why I got confused. She didn't tell me where she was going. Just that she was on a journey to find herself.
Fuck.
I think she's okay. She's a good kid. She's smart. And she can fucking box like her mum.
still just like to know where she's gone, you know. Yeah, you're right. I'll find her anyways.
Well, I would have liked to know when you jumped out the 3-story fucking window last time you were around, but alas, I didn't get you until 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Exactly. Now give your dad a kiss and fuck off.
She'll lean in and give him a kiss on the forehead. Thank you. This is very strange for her because they've never really spoken about this before, like ever. It was kind of one of those things where like they just let it silently go under the radar and never spoke about it again. You didn't have to do what you did, but you did. And I am thankful for it. Thank you.
In all my years, I think you were the only good thing I ever did. Saving someone instead of doing something for money. And you turned out alright. Ha! You've still got all your limbs. Ha! Now fuck off so I can scooch across and get my leg down from the shelf. You bitch.
I put it on the top one. Fuck you.
Fuck! As the door shuts behind. And you guys continue on. Now we find ourselves back at a familiar spot. The stable that Daria first dropped his horse and cart into when you guys first came into the city that whole week and a bit ago.
Is that all?
Yeah, a week and a bit ago. Yeah, a week and a
Oh my
bit.
god.
Fucking
It's
hell.
been like a year for us.
Fortnightly games, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
Time dilation.
thanks to this lovely shop printout from Sam, I've got everything at a glance. You've got two options you can take. There is a wagon, which is now. Correct me. Are these the costs for daily renting of those items?
That's purchasing, I think.
Purchasing it, right? Okay, actually that would make sense because gold's pretty fucking expensive. So you can get a carriage, which is 100 gold pieces, and then you would have 2 horses pulling the carriage, would probably put you about 150 a horse. If you were looking to return them at some point, so if you bring them back to the city under like a written contract,
What if they die?
then you would forfeit your gold and you wouldn't get like 50 of that 150 back. That's right. I don't think there's anything as far as renting mounts in this
No,
either.
nah.
No, there's not. Okay, so we'll say if you want to get a carriage with 2 horses, it'll round up even to 400 gold pieces. Or if you get a wagon with 1 horse, it'll take you up to 200.
Now, just to bring all of these pastries into canon, I'm pulling these out of the bag that I stole from the kitchen every night.
Hell yeah!
So-
I forgot about that.
I love these pastries so much.
So, or you can get a cart for 15 gold pieces, then with the horse ends up being about 150.
What's the biggest option? Is it
Carriage.
Carriage? Zero wants a carriage.
Traveling star.
Carriage and 2 horses. Absolutely. You get this. It's definitely been bought and then redesigned and repurposed. So it was obviously an older carriage that's been retrofitted to have, a bit more curvature, red clay tile roof, little chimney where there's obviously like a little fireplace in there. This one you can travel in style. You know what I mean? Now someone does have to be outside on the front operating it, like to guide the horses. But if you're taking shifts, more happy to do so. Now, I'm not one of those DMs that's super spiteful that makes you roll animal handling checks for horses that it's their job to pull carriages. I think that's stupid. You'd only really have to roll animal handling checks if they're like spooked or something bad's happening and you're trying to guide them somewhere. So you guys get this carriage, you get this black stallion and this like brown stallion, like 2 big like draft horses to pull this carriage along, and someone's got to fork out the gold at some point, so someone
I
loses
just
it.
paid for it.
There you go. Would you have your hand up? You were going to say something?
Yeah, look. Anyone else got animal handling?
Don't think so.
Me.
I only got a +1.
That's still pretty good for a rogue.
+3. Not bad.
Well,
I
then
only got
rats.
+2.
Alright. So
You filthy
we're
rat.
swapping out shifts consistently then.
Alrighty, the 2 nature boy. Nature boy! Woo!
Do it.
Go on, Skye.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
I mean, like 12.
Was there a singular word in that whole sentence? I don't think there was.
You're very kind and generous, sir.
Alrighty. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I've eaten so many of those things. Costco snacks.
You pay for the carriage, and slowly but surely, you're back on that stone bridge pathway that leads out of the city walls. This place that, even for the shortish time you've been here, it's just eaten away at your entire perception of the outside world. You almost forgot what nature looked like as you guys bridge that gap. And, you know, it's like that bridge is like a mile long, so you're on it for a fucking while before it slowly descends.
Which side of the city is the bridge on?
South.
The south. Cool.
Yeah. Good. It was where it was.
That's where it was.
Sorry, I lied. If you're looking at the map, because I've got a small copy in front of me.
Southeast.
No, technically,
So
it actually, the bridge would actually be facing. Never eat soggy Weet-Bix. Northwest.
Northwest.
Yeah, so you guys
okay.
had to go out and then break right and go back onto your little path. So, as you guys are moving outside of the city, so by this point you've hit the edge of the stone pathway, and you started hitting actual greenery by this point. Like, you guys are seeing the trees again. You're seeing the grass, the malt, like the hundreds of farms that are just spread out over this huge fucking distance all around the edge of the city. And I'm just gonna see if this plays. Give me a hot minute. Yes.
As soon as we get over the bridge and we're sort of in that farm area, Hugo just sort of goes from a tenseness to like the relaxed and just. Oh, this is so much better.
Barely been outside the city for what? Couple 100 meters? Yeah, so much fresher.
Who has the
just
radio?
Being in an open space though, it's more that.
Huh?
I do. I have the small talker and I gave.
And you've got the other.
Yes.
So we'll say. Actually, realistically, you'd both get this because you're on the same frequency. So we'll see if this plays it.
Hugle? Well met. I hope I caught you before you all walked out of range. It has been great to serve alongside you. You've shown me a lot about my city, and I believe we've done some real good for hand price. I'll be praying for your safe travels for when you eventually return. Oh, by the way, keep an eye out for
As you just break outside the city limit and the message fades off at the
No!
Well fucking played. You bastard.
Fuck you, Sebastian. Fuck you. And
Hang on,
fuck you,
let's just
Cody.
head back real quick and get the rest of that.
Do you
Hold on, let me.
now so just because I don't want you guys to feel like you didn't miss it, if you send a sending to him, I do have a response.
I absolutely was going to send a sending.
Josh has a brilliant fucking idea. So you send a sending back.
We lost you at the end there, mate. What the fuck were you saying?
Let's see if this one comes in. Ready?
Hugle. Good to hear from you. I was just saying to keep an eye out for rift grass. Is there a word limit on...
Oh, beautiful.
Well played again.
Wow.
Well
Oh
done.
my god.
That was worth the spell slot.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. We've had that one for a while. Josh, that was awesome, bud.
Yeah.
Thank you. He recorded all that himself. He did the whole lot. He set that all up. I was like, oh yeah, do this and do that. It was
Well
awesome.
done, Meg.
That was-
Great work.
That was
We
good
love
fun.
that.
I can't wait for him to be like, I saw it. That was really fun.
That was awesome.
I'm glad you thought through because I was about to say I sent him a message.
Excellent.
Hugo's brain can't be like left on a cliffhanger.
He can't be left on red. He needs a response. So, leaving the confines of the city walls, you move through the long roads of the surrounding farmlands. The roads are winding and long, and there's a steady flow of traffic that are carts and draft horses, wagons, farmers and merchants, all that good stuff. And you guys are pushing on. Now, because you opted to get a horses and carriage, you make way better time instead of being on foot. So, towards the end of day one, because again, it's a big fucking trek. You know, the city's huge and it's still like looming in the distance, but a full day of travel will go by the time you guys get to, which you would see on your map, that river that cuts from the base of the mountain past the city. It is a bridge called Tullyman's Pass, is what that bridge is called. And you push over that, the running water of the stream, the clopping of the horse's hooves, and I'll put it to the party. You know, you guys have been on the road by this point, trying to cut in on the travel time. You've probably been traveling for about 6 hours by this point, you know, with a couple small breaks on the way, piss stops, all that sort of stuff. But as we're getting into the evening, I turn over to the party. What's going through everyone's minds?
Who's sitting up? Is anyone up front with Hugle? We're both up front?
I think for that first day,
So,
you both would be up
yeah.
front to like get the understanding of the horses.
So what are we naming them?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Fuck.
Horse and carriage.
Grab the horse and carriage! Where's the fucking carriage?
The fuck you mean? I'm gonna name them incorrect animals, obviously. That's mouse and rat. Because we got them from the city.
Which one's mouse and which one's rat?
There's a black and a brown one.
The black one's rat,
Yep.
and maybe pigeon instead.
Oh,
'Cause
rat
we-
and pigeon.
Yeah, we did get them from the city.
I like
And
it.
there was a lot of those around.
Rat and pigeon.
Just like the barrel of the fucking White Widow comes out the like
I was
front.
gonna say, opens up a little thing. The horses are called rat and pigeon.
Try again.
Pushes the gun back in. Closes you guys off.
You can just go. Like this little finger.
No, little flower in the end of the gun.
Have you not seen the beginning of The Watchmen where the flower just gets eviscerated by the one green bullet? That would be
She's
your.
not gonna shoot me.
I don't know.
Yeah, look.
Have you've met her dad?
That's great. Very happy for you.
And yeah, you pull the gun in, there is a flower at the end of it.
What the what the fuck? What the fuck?
Zeph's just like,
What the fuck? I'll let it play out.
hold on. Let her cook.
It's her canon event.
But I'll get you two to roll perception checks, please, because you're both on the list.
I would also like to make a point that Dog is, for the first time, happily flying about. He's got a little bit of freedom. I don't have to.
He's
ground
kind of, well,
him.
it's funny enough because the winds are picking up because we're going into the later end of the year and it's getting a bit colder. So he kind of just gets to coast a little bit, which he loves. Like, he's freaking out.
He's a scout now.
He's on the top, but his legs are still going, like he's running, like when you put little puppies into bars, because he doesn't know that you don't need to use the legs now.
10.
Fuck, thank fuck. That's a 25.
What?
A 25.
Damn. As you move along, so you've passed Tullyman's Pass. We're going late into the evening by this point, so about 6, 7 at night when the sun's fully getting set on the horizon. It's the wind's getting snappy and cold, and I think passing Tullyman's Pass and going into the woodlands, you realise that when you were coming down from Gutenlauer back to Hannafraise, there was like, you know, the chittering of animals and stuff. But passing a little bit closer to the mountain, it's a little bit more quieter, which is, you're like, ecosystem, fuck. Little animals means big animals. But eventually, the day draws to a close, and we must stop and make camp for the first day. And I turn that over to you guys as far as setting up camp, you know, arranging orders for watch, all that sort of stuff. I move it over to you guys.
Now, just a random question about one of my traits.
Yep.
I have an ability that just makes anything trying to track me a disadvantage. Would I anyway be able to apply that to the carriage, or would that more to be me individually?
I think that would be you individually.
Yeah,
Trying
that's what I
to
thought.
cover a vehicle would be so much harder.
Cool. I imagine it's almost more because I leave light tracks or something. Because I'm
Yes.
little,
Yeah, exactly. You're very light of the foot.
Yes.
But night rolls over. The sky is dark. The winds, the cold winds are snapping at your heels.
Would you consider this, because we're now travelling north, is this still considered forest lands, or is this more grasslands?
This is forest, for
Yeah.
sure.
Cool.
You're in the trees now by this point. After passing Tullyman's Pass, you're back in the trees.
Easy.
On your left-hand side, following the path that like Hugle kind of has laid out on the map, the shadow of the mountain, deep on the left side, or the mountain, sorry. Like Dunathorn is the biggest mountain, but it's a mountain range called the Schwarzheiser Mountains. So, like, they're looming fucking evil over the side, and you look out in front of you, and it's just trees by this point.
We've probably got another day and a half, or 2 days even, until we reach the breadbasket area of this island.
Well,
At least if my maps are correct.
I'd actually give it to you.
I wouldn't have been in this section before, would I?
No, you wouldn't have. But I think you would have at some point been told of a dock town that's kind of in like that weird little armpit area. And it's at this point with your current traveling, even with Voyage being a ranger, and you being able to like kind of
I have
predict.
Natural Explorer,
That's the one. Yeah.
which I have proficiency in forest and grasslands.
Yeah.
That's the question beforehand.
No, there you go. I'll just give it to you then because it makes perfect sense. About 4 days.
About 4 days.
Because
Okay.
you guys were smart and picked horses, and you picked a big fucking carriage with 4 wheels. If you had picked anything else, you would have dragged it on for like a 5.5 day stretch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Scratch that, 4 days.
We got wheels!
Wait, the map, I didn't have the scale right.
How much more daylight do we still have?
You're probably into the night time by this point, by the first
He was
evening.
holding up a big map, you know.
Yeah. He just kind of offers to hold the other corner while maintaining
Thank
the
you.
reins for him.
Yeah, we've got a few days.
Shall we go off-road and set up camp?
Yeah, I guess.
We're not staying in the middle of the fucking road. Do we want to get mugged? No! You've seen how much she carries around? We'll get fucking mugged.
I feel like she's the mugger.
I know! But you never know!
Yeah, fair call.
You being in the middle of these two is so much fun to me. Whenever there's conversations about you specifically, I'm just like...
Based on my maps, there should be some, like, small foothills coming up.
Yeah.
Again, this is all just things I've copied from other people, but... Let me check something, and I'm going to use my magic item, which we built into my cartography sort of thing.
Yes.
That I can roll a dice. I gotta find the exact thing, but sometimes I have a shortcut or...
Yeah, isn't it in features and traits?
It was a magic item, so I don't know if it's going to be in my features and traits.
Check your inventory. It's like the Wayfinder stone or something, like the...
It was a map case.
Oh, the magical map case, yeah.
Where are you?
It's gotta be there.
Yes. You can use your action to make a DC 15 wisdom or perception.
Go on.
I don't think so.
What did you roll on the dice?
A 9. Where are we? Nah. Plus 3. So just short. So go scrabbling through, pulling out all these little bits and pieces of like little charcoal drawing maps or corners of things he's torn off other stuff. Nothing seems to match this area, unfortunately.
I think it's just due to the fact that you've had to use so many copies of different scales, and everyone's got a different idea of how they describe things. So when you're trying to match them up, you're like...
Mechanically, we sort of said that because Hugle's always getting maps and asking people for notes about things.
Yes.
Instead of being a magical thing, it's more sometimes it'll luck out and someone's giving him like a little...
It'll match.
Take this
Yeah.
shortcut. But in this case, nothing.
Exactly. But at this point, unfortunately not, but a good thing to keep in mind as you progress further on down the line. But time comes to stop and make camp. Who's doing what, gang? First night out of the Big Apple.
Looking for someone to mug.
Zero's in the tree, like, don't move!
Fuck are you? I'm so glad I made that call. No one's getting mugged tonight. Not even them.
I think Zeph will probably start prepping like a fire and stuff like that to cook dinner and get all that stuff sorted.
Can I help you out with that? Because there's a very particular way I'd like us to do our fires while we travel in areas we haven't travelled before.
Yeah.
Very particularly digging a hole deep enough, just deep enough to be able to set up whatever you need to cook on top. But there's a little additional airflow funnel up out the side, so just a little tube essentially for the fire, so no one can see it when looking across ground
Stealth
level.
fire.
Yeah.
I think there's a flashback to Killag teaching you how to do that.
Oh yeah.
Because Zeph would have started grabbing like logs and shit, and Voyage is like, wait! I gotta dig a hole first!
Give me your tiny spade.
Pulls it out of the bag of holding.
Summons a spiritual weapon. He's fixing a divot!
Midway through, like, digging the hole, like, you guys, like, move away to grab some stuff, and Zero goes, oh my god, they set up a toilet! That's solid!
Starts digging a second hole.
The latrine!
He's even got the drainage!
But I think first night out of the city, a more filling meal would probably be the better way to go, and like it's easy for everyone to kind of come together and make like one of those like really nice hearty stews.
Yeah.
They have like bits of meat and you have bread to dip and all that sort of
I
stuff.
don't know if you remember, but as Hugle left and we walked through the kitchen, he just scooped every bit of food he could into the bag of holding. So
You
he's
have-
bringing out little like things on the fire, like little fancy canapes from a party, and like
For fuck's
Who
sake!
doesn't love leftovers?
yeah.
I do love that.
And I imagine that in a void of non-existence, they're kept nice and fresh.
Actually, that's fair. You know what? I'll cop that. That's an L for me.
It's like
in the
arcane
cold empty
Ziploc.
nothingness. It's refrigerated.
Arcane Ziploc.
There you go. But you guys are able to eat a hearty meal, get comfy. The carriage could probably sleep two people comfortably on the floor, so you can kind of divvy up bed space. It's entirely up to you, but who does what?
Zero will do watch for the entirety of the night, because then she can catch up with her 4-hour meditation whilst they're travelling the next day.
Which you can, yeah, absolutely. You absolutely can do that. Who sleeps where? That's a good question.
I mean,
what to the
Just
campsite did we
squish.
find?
Oh, just a small like clearing, you know, like it's pretty easy. Like you can maneuver the carriage just in enough.
Surely I can use Hugle as a pillow.
Yeah, you've got Dog. Between Dog and Hugle, they make roughly one person.
I'll allow it. Halfling, I mean, you do have a class feature that allows you to hide behind bigger creatures. As if you wouldn't just tuck in the corner with a blanket and Zeph just lays their head on you. And then Voyage is like smeared across the other way and Dog just sleeps like he kind of
On
does.
top of everyone.
Nah, Dog does the Hans Moliere from Atlantis where he's like, and like digs into the dirt under the cut.
yeah,
and
that's
he's
what I
just
was
like,
gonna say.
Because you said two people comfortably.
yeah.
We didn't have to be comfortable.
But you guys, easily enough, so Zero, you sit out on like the seat out front and kind of like with the guns in your hand as you've done many nights before. Make a perception check for me.
Yeehaw. Nah, she got the White Widow in case she needs to do anything.
The big bang
That's a dirty 20.
with a dirty 20. The eeriness only sets in about an hour and a half to your watch when you're quickly brought to the realization that nothing's triggered your hearing. And you're like, it's way too fucking quiet. And you realize there's not really any birds or insects around. And similar to what Voyage heard beforehand. But there's, you know, like you're sitting and there's a slight shifting of the cart, you know, because like it's got suspension and the horses obviously do their little thing and everyone can wiggle around inside. But with a dirty 20, other than obviously the animals not being around, pretty conspicuous. Everything looks tip-top shape. We cut to the morning. Obviously you watch the sunrise, like, and put your shades back on as the sun begins to like burns into your eyes. The sun begins to crest through the windows of the carriage as you guys waking up. There's a as Dog went to roll over and hit the wheels on the underside of the carriage, so the whole carriage shakes. And you three inside specifically, because you ordered eyes inside, there's petals from your cowl spread around the carriage in a weird way. You don't really feel like you moved, but something's obviously like happened because they're like you wake up and you're like little bits of fucking petals come out and all that sort of stuff, but they're kind of just everywhere. But everyone wakes up. At this point, sun cresting over the hill, you're outside the city. It'd be like 6:30.
Fucking what did
Weird.
you do?
I don't know. I was sleeping.
No, you got up to take a piss, didn't you feel him? Fucking kicked you in the head.
I don't remember that.
Maybe you just wanted to kick your man.
I didn't even open the door, bitch. I just kicked you in the mouth.
I'll add the two of you then that were sleeping with me as well. Then roll like probably perception.
Wait.
Is your
This
fucking
is-
cow dying?
No,
It
this is
fucking better not be.
I'm sorry, I thought I was the dungeon master here.
10.
You can decide based on what they roll, but I'll tell you
23.
what you'll probably know. Hugle was muttering things in his sleep all night again, I'd say. I'm guessing Zeph would have...
You would have heard it. I don't think you would have seen it because it was pitch black. But
like,
yeah, you
whatever
definitely
happened in the night, irrelevant.
you would have heard of him muttering for a lot.
And I don't know if you've heard him with his sleep before, but a lot of, I'm sorry, it's my fault.
Do you have a record of sleep talking, Hugle?
I don't know, I'm asleep.
Has anyone ever informed you before?
Was I talking in my sleep?
Yes. Did you maybe have a bad dream?
I'm a little bit nervous of the direction we're heading.
Why?
Have I told Zeph about my history? I think no.
You've only told Voyage, and I think maybe a little bit of Zero as well.
Maybe let's get him some coffee before we corner him off and question him.
I don't
on this
think
one.
he needs that.
Fuck.
Left
think-
eye still hasn't opened all the way. Like, what do you mean? I'm perfectly fine, bros.
Maybe some fresh water.
Maybe jump up front with me later. Once we're all looking up a little bit.
Sure.
I'm still not sure why everything's so spread. I need to clean this and start drill crafting it.
Yeah.
Zeph's got like flowers stuck in their hair.
Sorry, just set that.
Everyone wakes up, and Zero eventually the carriage kind of wiggles as everyone steps out. And in the morning, what do they see?
They see Zero rubbing her temples. She slides off, walks around the other side, opens up the other carriage door. If anybody's still lingering in the fucking carriage by the time she gets in, they're met with a swift boot. And then both the doors shut, and then you hear like a shh as a be quiet. And then it goes back down.
And yeah, you guys definitely get the sense that Zero stayed up all night, and she's gonna quickly have a 4-hour nap in the back of the carriage for sure. The rising sun ignites the clouds above you, the sunlight urging your minds to your consciousness. There is, by this point in the evening, there's ever so faint soft chirping of birds coming in on like the corona of your hearing. So maybe perhaps you've, whatever, you would know this especially being a ranger, that whatever predatory creatures that generally fend off smaller creatures perhaps have moved on temporarily, and thus slowly some small chittering is coming back. Yes.
I, just as a point, this will be something consistently done every morning during travel, is to expend a singular level 1 spell slot to cast like primeval awareness, which allows me to essentially sense if anything within 1 mile, any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead just happen to be around within 1 mile of us waking up. It doesn't tell me where they are, doesn't tell me how many. It's just a vibe check essentially to see what's around.
It's not a vibe.
Nice.
You were trying so hard.
The fact that I said that happened right afterwards.
You don't get that vibe.
Cool. Cool.
But cool, no doubt.
No vibe. We're good.
The vibes are correct.
They're immaculate today.
And you guys continue your trip. A long walk through dense woodlands between the coast and the shadow of the mountain. Now, this is a day passing through the woodlands. It's still quite dense, but, you know, these paths have been mapped out for hundreds of years, you know what I mean? These are routes that are predominantly well known by a lot of people. It doesn't mean just because you don't cross paths with people doesn't mean it's not used all the time. Is there anything that anyone you would want to do as they're traveling for this morning? By this point, you're on to day 2 of your journey. So I'm using into a system where I kind of expedite travel a little bit unless there's key moments to do it, because we don't want to have to do what we did in the first 5 episodes where we were doing all the checks and all that sort of stuff. It kind of bites into the fun of it.
Would Voyage have joined Hugle again at the front with the horses?
No, after hearing the comment of, have a chat this morning, he's left it to you two and he's fucking around with Dog. Just like...
Playing fetch.
Not even playing fetch, just like strategically trying to learn how to fly Dog, but he can't yet. Away! Fly!
You basically like grab a stick off the ground and you're like, give it away. Okay, Dad. And you throw it like up. Or actually, you know what, I would even say you knock the end off one of your older arrows and just shoot it up in the air so he can take off and chase it. And he starts and then buckles his wing to turn and does like a paper airplane, fully dives back into the fucking ground head first.
This is using the mount feature.
Are you on him?
He can't fly if I'm on him.
No.
He can if I'm not.
Yeah.
So I'm just eating shit beside the carriage.
Yeah, you're like, he was like, what a nice day this is.
You're right.
Sorry, I'm not being quiet.
It must be a little
I'm
bit
gonna fucking
too
die.
big for that.
You just see like the curtain come up again, just in the window. There's just like a barrel.
Away.
So are we heading off yet, or are we just sort of...
Unless there was anything immediately you wanted to do at the camp, we'd be on the road by this point.
So Hugo, just in general as we go, if he sees any interesting flowers, he'll be pulling out like a little book and sketching them down and making notes, just things he hasn't seen before. It's just sort of a practice he always does out in the road. And then when everyone's ready, jump on the thing.
Absolutely. I definitely think in this part of the woodlands you're seeing some really peculiar like tree growth where they stop being like that nice flowing like what you're used to back home, and they become a bit more erratic, a bit more jagged.
Little things as well, like he takes little samples of things, he'll stick them in the book to flatten them, or put them in little vials of like bark, little vials, and like he just sort of collects bits of plant life as he goes. Like he's making a little...
While Hugle does that, there's going to be like a hovering shadow, like watching what you're doing and stuff like that, and then just I wonder if that's poisonous.
He sort of notices you. At one point, like you're seeing like break off a bit of bark and a bit of sap comes out. That might be able to turn into something dangerous.
Holy fuck! Holy fuck!
But yeah, sort of just taking notes on things and notices you walking with him. But then if you are walking with him, he'll sort of stop at one point and turn and say, "This is my excuse for traveling. It's not my real reason. There's a tradition with the horticultural side of our village to go out and find new plants. See, we can druidcraft and stuff, but we need to know the plant itself before we can create it.
Mm-hmm.
We're a bit locked off from society, so someone goes out every now and then, and it seems like a good excuse to get me out of my home. But my real reason," and he sort of opens towards the back and pulls out a small bit of parchment. It's more like canvas, and it's like folded up, and he unfolds it. Not fully, like he half unfolds, there's like one more to unfold, and hands it over to you. And as you open it, it's a like charcoal drawing with a bit of colour added in that looks like it's sort of just quite makeshift but pretty well done, of what looks like a very young, like an 18-year-old Hugle with another like halfling blonde girl and a baby. We lost her. And I fled. I couldn't face it. And now we're heading home. I haven't seen them in years.
We all have to face shit one day. It's either that or we take it to the grave.
I ran when she needed me the most.
If it helps you at all, when I was younger, before I was taken in by my adoptive parents, there was a bunch of kids out on the street and I couldn't consider them family really, but when shit got tough, we all ran. And that's how I ended up in the claws of Mr. K. I wasn't fast enough. But I eventually faced that, and I'm sure you will too.
I must admit, it's nice having you all with me on this way back. And trust me, I fucking wish there was a better way to go up north, but traveling via the barracks pathway through the mountains probably not the best if people are on the lookout right now.
Just means more time for us to get along.
He'll reach out and he'll grab the pain back and sort of look at it himself, and roll it up, and he puts it this time in his bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll hand you the book, say, "There's plenty of notes on poisonous plants in there if it'll ever come in handy."
Ooh.
I'll be needing that back though.
Of course.
A little bit of reading for the journey.
Maybe I will find my own book one day.
Shall we get going? Thank you
No problem.
for asking.
Pats you on the shoulder.
Do more petals come off?
Maybe just one or two, but
Nothing.
The fingers go around the flowers like this.
He was a bit worried. He's like, "Why are my plants all
I
dying?"
can just make sure that clip is staying on there. Oh god! I'm you want to squeeze it tighten and make sure it doesn't fucking.
What have you done?
No,
I've
it
done
just
nothing.
comes off.
I think it might have been me bumping it before.
Yeah, you're right. That'll do.
That'll do, donkey.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
Some of you may die.
But that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. The chair! Give him the chair! Stop it. Everyone's gonna hear. Don't let the intrusive thoughts win.
Sorry.
But the sun eventually sets. Oh, the sun begins to set. So if there's anything else that the rest of our party would like to add in as we continue our little journey. Zero, at some point you come back from your trance feeling much better.
Oh yeah.
I think if Zeph's going to be at the front with Hugle, they'll use this kind of like opportunity to create more bonding and kind of like point at different plants and like ask Hugle if he knows about them and stuff, just to kind of be like a little bit more curious, because like the only time Zeph's been out of the city was to get Zero, and that's it. So it's kind of like a kid that's finally seen the world for the first time, and it's like, what's that? What's that? Do you know
Occasionally,
if that's poisonous?
it's like, "Rats, pigeons, stop!" And you guys are sort of like in the back, "What the fuck?" And you look out, and he just run off and pick this thing up. It's like, "Look at this one."
Jesus Christ, I love that.
Sorry, guys. We'll get going.
Oh no, but somehow we're still not behind.
One of these. Yes.
Who's natural explorer on Voyage's part being all like, Yeah, you'll catch up.
We're staying on the path. We're just stopping every now and again to grab a plant.
Yeah. And you're able to update your map as you go to make sure you've got the correct routes, which is good. So, eventually the sun does set, and the glow of the moon permeates the clouds, and the time has come for you guys to set up camp once again. So, are we going to do kind of the same build as last time, or are we going to change it up? Because by this point, you're deeper into the woodlands. You're able to find a decent clearing off the path, especially with Natural Explorer, and Hugo not being able to get lost once he's been somewhere. You guys are just a fucking dynamic duo on this trip. It's like, there's no way I think I could actually make you guys lost without it being magic. And not being like, a giant hand comes from the cloud, picks up the carriage, and yeets that bitch across the ocean. But I brought it to you. This is your story, gang. I'm just here to mitigate some shit.
Happy to do the watch again.
Yeah,
Just makes sense.
Same consistent thing, except he's kind of like, how much food did you steal? Do I need to start actively looking for food yet?
Oh, we never have to look for food. Robs the necklace real quick and suddenly, like, you blink and there's all this food in front of us.
I've been cooking this whole time!
I have, what is it?
Did you take Hero's Feast?
Not Hero's Feast, it was... Create food and water.
So what's it say you can create though?
No, it's probably basic shit. Create 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water on the ground. Organized within
Easy!
Easy! Light work, no reaction. So I was saying,
What rest are you eating?
The food is bland but nourishing. It's supposed if uneaten. So Hugo will do it, but then also produce a heap of herbs and things and start sort of...
That's what I was going to say. I think with like the travelers packs and stuff, you can take the blandness of it and go full first season of Sword Art Online
So
where they
at the
make
end
it
of
taste
each
like
night,
real food.
Hugo kind of starts to do this and produce things.
Easy enough.
I'm useless.
Yeah.
Look, when we can easily get food, I'd rather not waste the spell, but...
Because,
It's
like,
fairly
at
easy.
any point, if you want some game,
Oh, we can add some meat to this. This stuff's very, very plain.
and he just kind of goes to kind of suss out to see if he can find any literal fresh meat to go along with what has been prepared.
Make a... This would be... I'm going to say nature. Nature
Yeah.
check.
Where is it?
Throw the bad ones out.
So it's only an 11.
No. So what you're hearing is, again, a lot of those smaller birds and stuff, but no big game. It seems that whatever predator had been around recently in the past couple of days, because obviously they do shift and move going into the colder year, probably going to hibernate, probably getting ready to eat. Nothing you can find right now.
Poo.
Don't
But-
bring that back.
Don't you dare slide that over here. I'll smack you. I'll smack
You're
you
the
in the
one who
head.
shat in our fire pit last night.
Correction. That was my bidet.
Fuck. We really are a city slicker.
You ain't never been in the country before, ain't you? But you are able to make the food less bland, which is always nice, and everyone eventually will find rest using the same sort of sleeping pattern as before. Zero, you're perched up on on the bench of the carriage, and unless there's any immediate pre-bed rituals, we'll go into like bedtime, downtime, and then go into it.
Hugo's always throwing out a prayer before bed as he prepares his spells for the next day, but
Man, sucks to be you right now. As you rest, visions fly past behind your eyes. You see Potts Hollow, the flowing streets passing between the burrows of your many friends and even your family. You turn your head to look up the main path towards their home, her family's home. You feel a hot wind blow past your ear and this humming in the distance, like this humming noise. You turn your head and look over the tree line that has kept your family and your friends safe for generations. And a blackened cloud that thrums with the sound of 100,000 beating wings rises above and crashes down on you like a tidal wave. As your lungs grasp at whatever bits of hair they have left, you feel the pressure of insectile legs and wings pressing into your mouth and throat as you and you're pulled awake. As your eyes refocus, being able to see, you feel like a bit of a welt on the back of your head, but you can see canopy and trees and the clouds moving above your head, and then you feel the tugging on the back of your cowl as you are being dragged on your back and you can't see what's pulling you. Zero, you would have felt a slight shift in the carriage, but not enough to trigger your attention. But at this point, we turn to Hugle. What are you doing? You are being dragged on the ground in the air, like outside.
Did I take it?
Did you take it?
I am going to throw... So I can't see, I'm just seeing that.
It's like when you're being dragged, so you can't turn your head to see what's grabbed you from behind.
I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself.
I hate that spell because of you specifically. But yeah, sure.
So straight away just wakes up and has a shock of realization, grabs it, casts Sanctuary, and then will turn to look up above his head at whatever's dragging him, and I up to you whether Sanctuary means they have to try and like whether
I'm going to treat it because cinematically my brain this makes complete sense. So the way I described it was there was a slight jostle in the carriage, not enough to draw Zero's attention. However, you have been around the block for a long time. You know what spells sound like. Sanctuary does require, I believe, somatic and vocal.
Yes.
So he would have muttered something out, and all of a sudden you're like, fuck ears, and you turn around and you see Hugle on his back, maybe 5-10 feet away from the carriage, and his bag of holding open behind him with about 10 feet, and this elongated, dirty, un-sun-kissed skin, long dripped out hair, elongated arms of this thing crawling out of his bag of holding, using one arm to pull itself back, and is dragging him by the cowl as it rolls out. If I would allow you to take your shot.
Yep, she immediately just turns around. She's gonna fire at it.
Absolutely.
Actually.
And would we wake up from the gunshot?
The gunshot's what's gonna wake you up.
Woohoo! Yeah, nice. That is 27 a hit.
27's definitely gonna hit. Roll your damage.
Perfect.
What the fuck? You welcome. Yeah.
That's 16 piercing damage.
16 piercing damage. Okay. Beautiful. The gunshot rings out, hits a bit of the shoulder of this thing, and it looks up. As it looks up, its hair covering its eyes, you just see these two weird anti-light reflecting beads staring at you through the hair. And I'll get everyone to roll initiative while I go grab a map. I'll be back.
Oh!
And then eventually...
Oh yeah, righto.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, so let's get rid of this,
Yeah.
and I'll get the other thing sorted so we can get a camera on it.
Huh? Huh? Oh, it's at the top. I can't add. I'm like, where's my initiative? And I started like flicking through everything, and it's like, it's right there, you dumb cunt.
Get this out the way too.
Beware of the clumbuses.
Okay. What am I hitting?
A tear.
Oh,
I have.
be good.
Okay.
Let me get out of your way.
There we go. so quickly. You guys ended up getting like a full carriage and stuff, so I've had to change some of the settings on this. I will pop that there.
Hi, Henry.
Oh, baby boy.
Goodbye, Henry.
No, out. You can't be in here.
So
You'll
that
chew
was my
stuff.
fault. I enticed him.
No, it's okay. I also enticed him. Okay, so we're gonna leave this here. That's where your little fire pit was. But
You're gonna need to get that going. This
that's
isn't gonna work for me.
okay. I can do that in but a moment, me lord. So I'm just gonna let me just get these.
Would you
back
like
in.
me to look for a carriage, son?
I have a carriage here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, get out of there.
Get out of the cupboard, Skye.
Damn
Damn it!
My carriage, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I hope that's what we were wanting.
Put my ears back in. I'm just gonna open up OBS. We can
She
cut
tried.
this out. It's
She
fine.
tried to help us.
Don't you dare go in there. Okay.
He has secrets in there.
I have so many secrets. You guys so many secrets.
So many secrets.
Okay.
Hey, can I borrow your Nivea again?
There we go. The light's not as good as I would have liked it, but it
The
is what
AC
it
is
is.
just it's got a chokehold
Oh
on.
no.
Thank you.
Oh no. The tree. It's broken. There we go. Okay.
Oh god, it tastes delicious. Thank you.
You can
I had a nibble when you weren't
start
looking.
recording there. So that's recording. Yes, it
Oh,
is.
I love when there's teeth marks
Okay.
in my Nivea.
So, cart is going to be, wagon's going to be there. Oh, minis.
That's the way it's gonna be.
Be, little darling, I don't want to get sued.
I might not do
Yeah,
the best,
yeah.
but it'll give you a
I
little
really don't think that's how it works, Cody.
Thank God.
I really don't think that's how it works.
Forgive me for not knowing the ins and outs of musical laws, guy. I drive a forklift, alright? Okay.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
The moonlight.
My guiding moonlight. Where
help the
is
camera?
It's in the camera's way at the moment. You're
it
good
is.
there.
There we go. Yep, that's good.
Perfect.
Sorry, I'm just getting everyone out.
Hey, who turned the moon off?
Who's pulling his cock out?
He's pulling his moon out.
I haven't made new versions of Dog yet, but I am working.
No, that's okay. No stress.
Always stress.
Stressing, depressing.
By the time you go to make the new set of Dog, he's going to be a size larger anyway.
That's why I
Don't
might
even
just
worry
wait.
about
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so our little dude is about here, prone, being dragged. 0. I'll put you guys on that side, so because you'll have to move out to get there. Dog's gonna be there. 0, you're gonna be you would be up here. I don't know if I can balance you up. I can.
Surely.
Absolutely.
There we go.
And you see this thing.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't like that at all. I'm going to get everyone's initiatives, please. 25 to 20.
Where do we find our initiative bonus?
21.
At the very top.
17.
At the top. At the top. Right at the start. A little more. Yep, at the top.
So 0's at the top. What did you get, Zeph?
8. Yeah.
25 to 20. 19 to 15.
17. Yes. I said mine at the wrong time.
Where should I be looking?
That's
Am
fine.
I
That's
blind
Scroll
here?
down a little bit. It's
Right
right
at the
there.
top there where it says
Ah.
initiative in the box.
Yep, no, I was just
All
being
over
blind.
it's
Fully
like
forgot.
Wombo.
So
Fucking kids on brooms.
17 for me as well, so.
who's got the higher dex? You, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
you got 17, didn't you?
My dex is 16.
I think I'm smooth braining it. And my dex is also 16.
Rollies.
Yep.
Rollies.
Yeah.
4.
19.
Okay, so it's definitely going to be
Voyage.
Voyage, and then Hugle. So 0. Okay, top of the round. 0 with Voyage on deck. What are you going to do?
There's on fire again.
I'm going to... Your Honor, I'm going to shoot this man.
I'm gonna shoot this man, Your Honor.
I would like to buy a gun. I'd like to buy a gun.
Oh, that's right. Does a 23 hit?
Yeah, it'll hit.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Excellent. 26. So that's 15.
15 points of damage.
Yeah.
Another gunshot rings out from the White Widow. All the birds fly away as all of a sudden this clearing is erupting in battle. But that was with the White Widow, wasn't it?
Yes.
So you had to spend one of your attacks to reload it, shoot again, so that's A-okay. Any bonus actions, anything of the like, you want to move?
Oh my god, I forgot there was bonus actions.
It's been a hot
We've been
year.
playing a narrative-heavy game, and then we've gone back to a
Yeah.
mechanical game.
It's been a game where it's just like abracadabra.
Sam, did you maybe
I can do
want to
what I
move that one up a bit? Because it's cutting the top of my head off. I just realised as I looked up.
Oh, sorry, mate.
There we go.
Negatory Star Commander.
Sounds like a plan to me. Voyage, it's going to be you. You are inside the carriage.
No, not anymore. I assume because we're laying down, we're sleeping. We're technically prone, so it's half movement to get up.
Yep.
And I assume it's not going to take 15 feet to get out the carriage at the very least.
Probably 5. But...
Assuming we're stepping out to the back end of the carriage.
Yeah. Okay. So you're right there as you leave.
Yep, so
Yep.
I'd have, 10 foot
10.
movement at most. Enough to move out of Zeph's way.
5, 5'10", you can kind of end up...
I just kind of want to end up over here.
You can do that, absolutely. Oh wait, he's got to face the right way. What's he going to shoot the tree?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Shoot the tree.
I don't know, maybe you will.
Yeah, look at this
That's
point.
me scheming.
Fuck them trees.
I could miss. Bow in hand.
Okay,
Firing off 2 rounds.
go for it.
The fuck is that?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about it later.
I kind of want to make an executive decision as to what element ahead of time. I want to use radiant damage.
Radiant damage?
Yeah.
Sure.
19.
To hit? Yes, it does.
Cool.
Oh.
That's another 19 for the second shot. But
Okay.
anyway.
Hey, remember to take 2 shots this time.
Yeah, I did. I was all like, burn that shit into my brain. 4. 13 on the first.
Yep.
Hang on. I'm still trying to remember how everything fucking works.
You're okay.
Dog. Dog, do the spit.
1 extra d6.
Yeah.
But he's red, so it'd be fire damage.
Yeah. There's 2 on
Mhm.
top of that. And you can only do it once as far as I'm aware.
Once per turn.
Yeah. So... Fuck my life. 16 on the second.
Beautiful.
Bonus action command dog.
Uh-huh.
I want him to kind of bite it. I want him to get up there and bite it. I imagine Dog was sleeping under the carriage, as that was what was previously discussed on an earlier night, and we hadn't changed the routine at all.
Mm-hmm.
So can Dog make that distance?
I'm going to say to dig out from under the carriage, he'll spend 10, and then he'll have the rest.
Yep, so that's 30 if he's got...
5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah.
Gets him up to it.
Cool.
I was kind of hoping maybe Hugle would have bit and wanted to be outside to like kind of like see nature, but he was like sleeping in the carriage. Fuck, because he would have been like fucking over here, like it would have been so far away. This wonderful Bagman mini was sculpted by Yasashi in our Discord, who's been giving me lots of stuff. He sculpted this for me after I asked him about doing a Bagman mini.
Fucking...
Yeah, he sculpted that one
Jeez.
exclusively from that idea. So,
I was wondering if
thank you, my man.
that's sick.
That's some good shit.
That's terrifying.
Dog misses for sure.
Absolutely.
He's whiffed it that time.
Dog skids to a halt up on this thing as it looks at him with like these white beady eyes, and he's I think he's just scared by the alienness of it. You know what I mean? He's never seen anything like this before. But that's going to be your turn, all with Dog included.
Yep.
Next is Hugle.
Now, is he still holding on to me, or did...
No, you're
Sanctuary-
right in front of him, so you're in his threatened area, but he let go when Sanctuary happened because it was a bit taken aback by the sudden burst of magic.
Now, I'm going to use half my movement to stand up.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to put you there. Wait, let me just double check his... No, so you would be right there.
I'm going to take a step back, so a 5 foot back, but he'll still be within...
Okay, you can take
Is he
5
going
foot
to
step
take
back.
opportunity attack?
I think, you know what? I think he will, but it's
So-
not going to be an attack for damage. It's going to be to grapple you.
He has to succeed on a wisdom saving throw for Sanctuary to be able to hit me. So 14.
17 on the dice.
Okay, so yeah, he manages to...
And so now he gets to attack,
Now he
correct?
gets to, yeah.
Okay.
And that breaks Sanctuary.
Oh, because he got past it.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 21 to hit.
And what do I have to roll to...
Oh, he's rolling. Oh, he's rolling.
Grapple.
Yeah, so grapple. So you've got to beat 21 using your strength or dexterity.
Oh, fucking...
You can do it. Manifest.
No.
So you don't get to move, and he restrains you in that spot.
Am I able to still cast a spell whilst restrained?
You can still use your hands and stuff. You're
Yep.
grappled in place, but you're not. Sorry, you're grappled, but you're not restrained to the point where you can't use your hands.
Spirit Guardians.
Absolutely.
So anything within the distance.
What's the range of Spirit Guardians again? It's something stupid, isn't it?
15 feet.
Oh my god, I don't know how this folder works. I don't think. We ended up using...
So he has to take another wisdom save of 14 or cop the damage.
Absolutely. So, centered on you. Quickly. Move this in there. Put that right there. Can't find it out there. Dog was there. Absolutely. Another wisdom save, you say?
Yes.
Let's change it up. Let's use this one. Oh, that's a 5 on the die.
Beautiful. 3d8 radiant damage. 6, 7, 8.
Beautiful. Takes 8 points of psychic damage.
Radiant.
Radiant. Beautiful. Seems to land. It makes this weird when it like gets hit by these spectral ravens that you like summon from the ether. There's like this weird. You guys hear it. It's like a scream of pain, but it sounds really broken, like a person that's tried to remember a language that they kind of only remember because they've been speaking to themselves. So it's just like kind of like Mr. Hyde from Van Helsing, where it's like the bells. Like, he's kind of freaking the fuck out. Is that all you would like to do, Hugle?
I think that's all I can do.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a bonus action, but I don't really think I can do anything with it, so that's it.
But didn't you use your bonus action to summon spirit guardians?
That was a spell.
Oh, that was your action. Right. Okay, cool. That's going to be the Bagman. He is going to 1 bite, 2 claws, and because you're grappled, he gets advantage. So we're gonna roll. We're just gonna roll all 3 of these together and just see what happens. Throw the bad ones out. Come on. There's a 14 hit.
He also has to... So, when a creature enters the area for the first time, or... so for the first time...
Or starts its turn.
Or starts its turn. Would that be again? Or would that, because it's in the same round, be...
No, I think we treated it that it starts its turn. Yeah, do it again. Roll the damage again.
Well, yes, another wisdom.
Oh, wisdom
14.
save. Okay, well, in the meantime, let me. What's your AC? Remind me. Before I start rolling dice again, I forget.
Oh, I keep doing that too. I keep fucking off to the character menu by accident. Going back too
Force
far.
a habit. Everyone's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I wonder what stuff I've got.
Yeah.
16.
Okay, so only one of those attacks will hit. So he's going to make his save now. Let's roll my black onyx. That's a 16 on the die.
So he'll save.
Okay. But it becomes a DC 15 because he has a negative 1
It's
to
a
wisdom.
14 he had to hit.
Okay, so he still
He
succeeds.
succeeds on that.
So is it half damage for a success or no damage on a success?
I don't think it's anything, but I've got to get it back up again. It's hard after we haven't done this in so long.
I know. Jinx!
Jinx, personal jinx.
Get jinxed. I blame you for that.
Yeah, half damage
I
on a
haven't
success.
even
So
forced you to play it yet.
7,
You did
10,
once.
16,
Someone's
so
right,
another 8 points of damage. So 16 halved.
Okay.
Fuck yeah. Come on,
And you said one of the attacks hits me.
One of the attacks hits.
So now, concentration. What do I have to roll to maintain?
It is it's half the damage. I haven't rolled the damage yet.
Okay.
So let me roll his damage. It's fuck all though because only one of them hit.
I went back again.
Did you exit out again?
Yeah.
I've done it several times, don't worry.
It's 11 points of damage, so it'll be a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
Kill him dead.
Nah, 7. I lose Spirit
So
Guardians.
Spirit Guardians dissipates as the bagman hits you.
Squeeze me.
And how much damage you say? 11?
11. We'll keep that up just in case. But that's all that dude can do. Because his other attacks missed. That is going to be Zeph. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody like last time. I'm paranoid about it.
Going to come out of the little caravan thingy.
So half your feet, half your movement to get up,
Yeah.
and you drop there.
I probably don't really need to hide because I get advantage anyway because both Hugle and Dog are right next to him within 5 feet. So I'm going to sneak attack.
Okay, so where are you going to go? Are you going to move or are you just going to hurl a dagger?
Just hurl it right at him.
Okay, cool.
I forgot. What do I don't add. Hold on.
If you go
It's
to
been so
the
long.
weapons, are you? Oh, you haven't got the app on your phone, do you? You use
I
the
do.
website.
Yeah. So
It's under your actions menu, which I think
does 14 hit?
it doesn't.
Damn.
Just misses. I think in the rush after the gunshots and your ears are fucking ringing from being right next to this cannon, you just go whoosh, and it sails over the end. But you can quickly just go and pull one back. Is there anything else you'd like to do, my dear?
So I'm going to use that opportunity just in case to hide behind.
Absolutely. Make a stealth check for me.
Yeah.
I'll just give you that one right there.
Go.
Skye, you look so sad.
I'm just concentrating.
Oh, fair. I'm sorry.
Look, that model makes me sad.
It's only a
Just
12.
concentrating.
Fair enough. You're unsure
Yeah.
how well hidden you are. But that's back to the top of initiative. 0 with Voyage on deck.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot it again.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm just gonna give it another little bullet in its bum. Oh.
Voyage.
Let me just read up on my misfiring.
What do you roll on the dice?
1.
The gun misfires and you need to spend an action to fix it.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that
What the fuck has happened to my folder?
there's nothing extra.
Oh my god, I pushed all the clips out.
Okay.
I was just trying to have a nice sleep, and some creature had to crawl out of my goddamn bag of holding.
The second you said you were going to buy one, I ran straight to Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft and I was like, there's something about a dude that lives in bags of holding in here somewhere.
I don't like that at all.
I fucking hate this.
Look, while playing, I don't like it. Above the table, that's pretty fucking cool.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so she'll go to fire and a bullet will get lodged. And it just won't go. And you'll just hear a yell, fuck! And then she'll immediately get onto that, so that's her turn.
Fair enough. Voyage, that's going to be you with Hugle on deck.
Yeah. So immediately firing off another 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's a natural 20.
You motherfucker.
Get him.
The natural 20 does not double dogs.
It doubles all damage dice technically, so I'll say if you're getting dog to fire on this first shot, I'll allow it.
Yeah, alright.
There's some real soft ones in the background of this one, Seb. I don't know why it's doing it now, but it didn't do it for KOV. Like real faint. Oh, God.
30.
Hot damn. First attack, 30. Looking bloody. I think that's how numbers work. I can't remember anymore.
That's 23 to hit.
Yeah, dude, that'll get the job done.
Yeah, cool. Fucking maths, 10.
Man, mighty fucking hits indeed. Those first preliminary shots from the White Widow really fucking stumped this poor gun, I'm not gonna lie. He's just like, oh, my arm, it's broken.
Bonus action is actually to command dog again.
Okay.
I want dog to attempt to grapple this thing off of Hugle.
You want him to attempt to break the grapple?
Yeah.
Okay, so that it'll just be, what we'll do, we'll treat it as another contested grapple check.
Yep.
But obviously dogs is to break him off it.
Yep.
We'll go from there. So, you need to beat a, ooh.
Is it even physically possible? Probably not. I rolled a 4, so don't even want.
I'll just let you know. He rolled a 7. So he just...
So you're telling me my 7 meets it and beats it? If
Wait,
I
is
add
that
the
what he
plus
got?
3?
Then technically, yeah, meets it. Yeah, meets it, beats it. Now, I can't...
I rolled a fucking 4.
Yeah, he'll break it. So Hugo, you feel the release of the long bony white hand, the gross fucking thing, as dog reaches up and just goes... and it's like hanging onto his fucking arm. It's just like... not gonna whip him off.
Good dog.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's your turn, Hugo. You are free from the clutches of this beast.
I am... I'm gonna look the thing in the eyes, like in the face, like...
Its beady eyes under its hair, yeah.
Do I get any any certain vibe from it? Like, is it angry, sad, in pain, hateful, wild? Like,
make an insight check for me. This thing will roll deception, I think.
18.
Oh. No, you definitely beat it. When you see its eyes, you look into its beady fucking eyes behind its hair. This weird, elongated, humanoid kind of form. This seems like this entity gives off this vibe like it's just doing what it can to survive now. The eyes dart around with like this weird sense of
like intelligence, or
maybe like it's. I wouldn't think so. No, it's not the eyes of intelligence. It looks like it's kind of like a creature that's doing just that like pre-programmed memory, like autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just doing what it has to survive.
Then Hugo's going to reach out, like grab the side of its face, and cast Vampiric Touch at 3rd level.
Oh, what's that look like?
So as Hugo reaches out, the eyes of the necklace glow a little bit, but a much darker purple than normal, and this like shadow forms over his whole hand. It's like, you know, a purpley shadow. And as he grabs it, it sort of shoots into the creature's face, and like the veins all come out, and then it sucks back into Hugo's arm.
Nice.
Okay, do I have to make a save or anything?
Just die.
Just fucking die, Chief.
Are we? To touch the Shadow Wreath, Cypher. Make a melee attack against a creature. So...
Oh, so you just rolled a hit.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
17 to hit.
Yes, it does. It has an AC of 15.
Sucks it back in, and 3d6. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage, and I get half of that back.
There you go.
Nice.
Starting to look hurt, gang. Into the double digits.
And then I'm going to try and take a few more steps back again.
Would he try... He's not that fucking smart, so... No, you know what? I'll allow it, because Dog's munching the fuck out of this dude's forearm right now.
I'll go right until I'm backed up against here.
Yeah, but so you feel the carriage hit you on the back. Zero, you like rock to keep steady as you're like trying to like jam the fucking breech of the White Widow back into its body. Is there anything else, sir?
No.
Alrighty, that's gonna be the Bag Man.
The bagman who lives on Drury Lane.
Who lives on Drury Lane? Well, she's married to the bagman. The bagman?
The bagman!
5, 10, 15. Because you've been peppering with arrows. Does Dog technically get a reaction as a summon?
Yes, however he can't use it. Because it costs his reaction to do the infused strike.
I'm unlucky.
Random
And-
above the table question. Do I still have my bag of holding, or is he like dragging it around with him?
It's stuck to his leg right now as he drags himself around.
Like a bit of toilet paper.
He is going to. You see a couple of those wounds on his body begin to, in a really. Stop that.
Enough.
We get
Yeah.
some pops again.
Really faint though. Like it's really, they're fainted this time around.
We're
It's
trying
weird.
to figure it out, guys. We promise.
Slight bit of sealing of his wound. Seems he gets a little bit of healing back at the beginning of his turn. A little bit. But he's going to make
Stop that.
3 attacks. Stop that. He's going to make 3 attacks against you. That's the first one's going to be 17 to hit.
Sorry.
You're okay. 17 to hit on the first one.
Yes, it hits.
Okay, second one, nat 20.
Yep. I
Third
deserve
one. Third one, 18. So first, I'll have to roll the damage separately because he's technically doing bites and claws.
Yep.
So the first one was his bite. That is going to be 9 points of piercing damage
Yep.
on that first one. So this is going to be the nat 20 to... So we're going to roll these. $14 points of slashing damage on the second hit. That's from the crit. Oh, wait, sorry. The one more d6. 16 points.
16.
Yep, and the second attack was another claw. That was natty. And another 16 points of slashing damage on the third attack.
Okay.
And that, he spent all of it giving you a fucking walloping. So that's his
Yeah.
whole turn.
But that's A-okay because he hit me. And I'm a tiefling.
Aha, yes, the old rebuking. Yes,
So-
fuck you, sir, in particular.
Look, it's not going to be the greatest thing in the world, but it is Hellish Rebuke.
Dex save.
Dex save.
What's your spell save DC?
Not great.
I love that spell.
That's
Thanks,
going to be
Holmes.
a 14.
Beats it. So half
He
damage.
takes half.
I'm the vulnerable when Tess put the cigarette. I was like, does that do damage? Huh? Does that do damage?
So 10 damage. Rounding down or rounding up?
It rounds down.
Yeah, so 10 damage.
Ooh,
Is-
well done.
yeah.
I actually, he would have, because you used fire on your last attack, didn't you? You infused strikes with fire.
I was infusing them with radiant damage.
Oh, that's right. That's okay. So that
Go
wouldn't have changed
back,
anything.
sweetie.
But this is definitely fire.
So that was 10, you say?
Yes, but that's already rounded down. I rolled 21.
No, that's okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. When you light him on, when you point your finger and the fires erupt on this creature, on its body, so it almost looks like the fire's shooting out from the opening of the bag of holding, because you're targeting the creature, but the bag is like an infinite void space. So it's like it's slashed and like took a quick bite out of your arm, and as you just go, fuck you, click, it just goes, looks down, and this fucking geyser of flame erupts from the bag,
nice.
and it's just like as it like shrieks, this like weird fucking deep speech kind of like shriek. And you guys see the wounds that have been closing slow down. Seems fire damage seems to be the way to go. So, all good and well. That's its turn. Zeph, that's going to be you.
Alright.
I'll let you know now. You rolled pretty poorly on your check. This thing has a passive perception of 12, which it meets with your stealth. So you can't get sneak attack you can't get advantage from being hidden, but you will still get sneak
I
attack.
still can though, because I can use my bonus action first, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, true.
Hide.
Yeah, there you go. Try again. Go again. You got to beat a 12. I can't see that from here.
Hold
Come
on.
on, you got this.
Hold
got
on.
This.
Would you work?
Oh god, fucking brain. You reckon I can get one of those binoculars on a stick from the opera so I can see everyone's shit?
14.
14 beats
Yeah.
12.
Alright, amazing. So I'm hidden It cannot see me, so I shall sneak attack again.
So, just for the sake of making sure you are completely out of line of sight, you'll just go there, that's
Yeah.
5 feet, but whatever, and then you'll jump. It was me all along!
Peekaboo! I love the idea that, like, Zeph is just, like, being half covered by the fucking caravan, and it knows where it is, and then Zeph goes, no!
Alright.
Unga bunga.
Would that give me advantage now because I'm hidden?
Hidden assailant, yep.
Yeah.
How fucking dare you?
Does a 26 hit?
Yeah, dude, with an armor class of 15, fucking oath.
I saw that 19 and the sound came involuntarily.
Alright. So,
Fucking
Wow.
go take a cold shower, for Christ's sake.
3.
That's rich, I had to sit through it all at the beginning of
Fuck.
the session. I'm not
That's,
fucking sorry.
I had to see it. My carefully crafted gothic horror, eldritch horror campaign just became a dating sim.
I am using the
We're not
dice daggers
sorry.
too.
You're the ghost daggers?
Yeah. 21.
21. Beautiful. This thing's looking pretty fucking hurt, gang.
Oh, wait. No, 25 because I keep forgetting to add the +4.
Yes.
Yeah, so 25. Apologies, sir.
You're okay. Looking very fucking hurt as this black, ghostly, necrotic dagger shrills through the air like an Aztec death whistle and stabs it in like the clavicle, and you guys just hear this really like wet capsicum Mortal Kombat style just as it like breaks the clavicle, and this thing like begins freaking the fuck out. Its huge arms are like flailing wildly, and you can almost see hastily it's trying to get itself back in the bag, but it can't until 6 seconds. So that's going to be back to the top of the order. Zero, it's going to be you.
Bloody bag.
Please, please, please. Nah. Nah.
What was that?
It was a 5.
What was the roll for, though, sorry?
It's a DC of 8 plus the misfire counter, so that brings
Oh,
it up
to
11.
fix it.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
I'll give you an opportunity to determine, would you rather fix the White Widow, or would you just use your free object interaction to pull one of the pepper boxes and take a shot?
I mean, if I'm allowed to do that,
Of
I'd
course,
probably do that.
I've done it as a gunslinger. Like,
Yeah,
I feel
alright,
like
but-
if you just drop the White Widow and let it clang to the ground and just quick draw a fucking pistol, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you be able to do that?
18 hit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Let me do quick math.
I just didn't want to let you feel like you wasted a turn when you could have done something.
No, that's all good. Thank you very much. You're generous. 8 piercing damage.
I know.
Our God is an awesome God.
Am I not a kind God? He's looking fucked up. So you shoot, you lean over the top, very gunslinger cowboy style.
She's like holding it. She's all like, fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah, over the top. Like when Ghost Rider puts that shotgun in the shadow and it turns into like a hellfire gun.
Yeah.
There's a bit of like weird necro energy that comes from the Wanderer's power, and you fire off this round and blow it through like it's like a weird abdominal space. It's just like trying to crawl back in the bag. And it like sprays out this like biled, gross fucking blood. And it's just like, no. As it like tries to fucking get itself into this fucking hole. Is that everything you want to do to Zero?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Voyage.
Yeah, alright. It's in melee range. I'm not about to take a shot at disadvantage. So he just pulls out 2 arrows. And straight up.
Alright, go for it.
Trying to shiv him with 2 arrows.
So roll plus your dex, but no proficiency.
No, I have arrows as a thing there. Is that the thing that works for that?
Oh, yeah, it does. No, shut up.
Cool.
I'll throw it then.
Nonetheless, I miss with the first one.
Fair
unless
enough.
an 8 hits.
No.
Kill him dead, sweetie.
No, look, that's only a 15.
That's his armor class.
Okay.
Need
Cool.
to beat it.
Beat his ass.
Meet his
It's not
ass, beat his
great,
ass.
But also, like,
Exactly.
it's better than nothing, 6. But... Dog.
Yep. Does dog have to be near him to do that?
I believe...
What's dog's range for that?
30 feet.
Yep.
Yep. There's a 1. There's a 1 on the fire damage. And he's still cooking.
There's no add-on to it, like it's just one flat.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
flat. 1d6.
This creature, the bag, because the bag's been sitting upright this whole time, right, with the way this thing's been crawling out of it, and it falls over, and you guys realize, like, it is like the concept of spaghettification, like if a human was to survive being spaghettified in a black hole, it's kind of what it looks like. Like, one arm's slightly shorter than the other, but they're both, like, really long, super sickly and gaunt, like it's just got enough meat on its body to, like, keep it alive. And as the bag falls over, it kind of very Orphan of Cos in Bloodborne, where it comes out of, like, the mother of the dead great one that's on the beach. It, like, slides down, like, this weird fucked up fetal position and begins to turn to try and crawl its way back into the bag. It is hanging on by the thinnest fucking shred of life it can possibly hold on to.
Can I use my bonus action?
Sure.
Can I have dog just try and rip the bag away from him?
I don't see why not, yeah.
Tug of war!
So 5, 10, 15.
Grab the bag and fucking run!
Roll a... This is... Because he's meeting the bag at the same time, let's make this a contested strength check.
Yep.
Well, it could be... It'd be... No, strength or dex for him, but strength for dog.
Yep. 22.
It's 8.
Fuck yeah.
Dog.
It's his bag now.
Dog yanks the bag of holding away, and would you get him to retreat?
Yep.
5, 10, 15. He's going to attempt to make one swipe at dog on the way out. Nope, not with a nat 2.
Thank God.
Next is Hugle. That's you, my friend.
Second level guiding bolt.
Absolutely.
Grabs the necklace, purple lightning, comes flying out with a 16.
Just beats it. Yeah, buddy.
Ooh. Yeah, fuck him. Fuck his
9,
ass.
12. 18 damage.
Slaughter your prey, Hugle. How do you end this aberration?
Yeah.
So after he's sort of sucked that thing back in, his eyes and all around them have like a purple veins kind of coming out, like he's in a bit of a like darkness. Mm-hmm. So when he summons again, those veins sort of pulsate again, and just out of his hands shoots this lightning again, darker purple than the normal sort of thing that Hugle does. Just absolutely incinerating, but not like just hitting to electric, but it almost looks like it's trying to cause more pain than it is just trying to do the effect.
Yeah.
Like imagine like a real dark purple Sith lightning kind of.
Hell yeah.
Unlimited
Power!
So different to his normal guiding bolt, it's very much like this pull from something dark within.
Hell
shot
yeah.
forward.
Look at Steve when you watch
I
it.
feel like as you put your hand out to like cast this energy, there's almost like a bit of spectral like raven's wings that fly out, like swirl around you, kind of Super Saiyan style, as you let this like energy fly out.
And as it's done, he sort of drops down to a knee, and sort of the purple will dissipate back into his eyes, come back to normal, and he sort of...
He's fucking evil.
walks over, will pick up his bag.
You're dreaming, dog has it. You gotta catch dog now.
Ta.
What's in your mouth?
That's my favourite.
But he sort of looks around, get ready, and he'll turn the bag inside out. So everything from a bag of holding, if you turn it inside out, dumps out onto the
Yeah,
ground.
all of your belongings pour out.
No other creatures come out of it. Okay, just start scooping the shit back in.
Yeah, everything comes out as normal. This thing, like laying there on the ground, like all the dagger wounds, the bullet holes. Can we turn this off? So
Yeah.
I'm blinding everybody. There we go. Whoa! I love being in a Blood Raven, a low-grade Marvel movie. But the it's like it. For all intents and purposes, it's a humanoid, bipedal, symmetrical kind of design, but it's just odd. It's off. It's stretched more on one side than it is on the other. It's so gaunt and like the musculature's so weird. the long black hair, like if you peel the hair back, like the skin's like kind of stuck to this, like the skeleton of the face, but it looks like a human.
Poking its
Does
eyes.
it have gills?
It
How the
doesn't.
fuck was it breathing in there?
How did that get in there?
Yeah.
I don't
Stop
fucking know.
stealing people!
I put a robot in there, but I never put this thing in there.
Did you give the robot to Sebastian? Or yeah, okay, cool. Because I was like, like corrects itself, starts to mop the dead body.
I just checked. There's nothing else in the bag now, but I bought this back in town. They didn't mention this. Except the head, then just drops it.
I hope the bag just doesn't make them.
I'm gonna say, I feel like this would only be your wheelhouse because you are the Voyage, the best ranger. Make a
I'm
history
a
check
good
for me.
boy.
Make a history check for me, and let's just see what happens.
Where the fuck is history? Great.
It's behind us.
Horrible history.
You proud of yourself? Do you feel good with that?
Hugo closes up the bag, but then grabs out like his rope and like ties it closed.
17.
The concept of like a bag of holding being like a weird interdimensional space, that question you asked, how the fuck was it breathing in there? You're like, like there's no air in there, it doesn't work. But interdimensional hopping and like all that weird stuff, it's kind of finicky. You could probably ask your dad about it, maybe.
Yeah, Dad did use a bag of holding for shopping all the time.
Or
That's how he got past Killag.
true. Or you could also, I would think, the best with a 17, your best place you know where to start is next town you stop off at. Ask for folk stories and urban mysteries
Yeah,
and urban horror stories, because then people will start gossiping.
you're right.
Hugo does his normal thing where he'll pull out his parchment and sketch down a sort of image of this thing.
I'll send you the photo of it from the book, bro. No, thank you.
I don't know if I want to see it, yeah.
But thankfully, the air around you guys resettles, and everyone calms down as this random happenstance seems to have calmed
good
down.
thinking.
Yeah, pass me around, have a look. What are we doing?
I'm going back to bed. you scratched up, all clawed up, fucking ow.
Jesus Christ.
I'll
Isn't
throw
it fucking sick?
a word of healing
A healing
word your way. Oh, rolled on there. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Shafi.
4 points of healing.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
The sass and the way. I was like, oh damn, girl. Isn't it cool? Yasashi did such a good job.
It's fucking cool, man.
We gotta start linking him.
I know. We'll put it in the bottom.
Bumhole.
Yeah, his little booty hole.
Let me see that.
There's paint missing. He didn't want to touch the butt.
Do you know how hard it was to get a brush in there?
I know.
You're right.
It's not meant to be seen from the bottom.
It's an interdimensional being. Maybe he doesn't
Think
have a
I'd look
bottle.
after under his kilt.
Instead of a
killed.
bottle, its stomach has another interdimensional.
Yeah, fair. I get knocked down. Knocked out again. But for comparison, I actually bought the official one. That's how big the official mini is.
Oh.
Oh no,
Oh,
that thing's
shit.
Pass
That
the
one's
official
way
one. I
better.
want to see this.
But anyway, yeah, I know. Yasashi's yours was way fucking cooler, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's boring. That's nothing. He's smaller than Hugle.
Oh, this one's like extra naked.
Yeah. I think I give you guys a service.
He's pulling his bag man out.
He's pulling his sack out. But by this point, it's still like fucking like 1 o'clock in the morning. So what are you guys doing?
I'm going back to bed to take a big nap because the owl.
I know most damage I think I've ever done to you in this campaign.
Yep.
Yeah, little this guy. But if everyone wants to go back to their watches and sleeping,
Hugle's definitely having nightmares now.
Just don't kick me in the head again, it hurts.
Zero's gonna sit down to take her post again and start fiddling with the White Widow, but before Hugle like steps in, she's like will kind of like whistle him over like a quick like and like gesture for him to come up to the front of the carriage for a second.
He doesn't get. No, I'm kidding.
He just goes.
God damn! All right, one gun broken, the other two are perfectly fucking fine.
He'll come straight over.
Are you? You're good. You're good, right?
I've been better.
I've noticed. You just... Never mind. Just something off, but I think I'm overthinking it.
I'll put it this way. Remember when you went back to face your demons? We're heading straight towards mine.
If it, gets too much, you'll tell us, right?
We'll see. Night, Zero.
Good night, Hugle. And she'll go back to trying to fix a gun.
Absolutely. I'm going to say there's no need to roll for it because now you're not in like an action economy sense. You can literally just take an hour.
I know, but I need to take the money away from it because it costs.
Oh, that's right, it does. Yeah, fucking weird, eh? Okay, fair enough. Go hard. But yeah, within an hour, now that you're not worrying about trying to blow the head off some weird interdimensional aberration, you're able to have some expenditure and put your rifle back together. And everyone eventually can go back to rest. And Hugle, I think specifically before you sleep, the thing that keeps passing into your brain before you finally find unconsciousness is just the sound of that cacophonous sound of that black roiling cloud over the tree line of your home. What do you think Hugle feels in that last precipice of seconds before he falls asleep?
There's like a dread, and there's that combination of just unsure if it's just his general fear of returning to face his demons, essentially, or if this is something more that he's being shown that he needs to worry about. And he's used up all of his spells that he could otherwise do ascending or do an augury or anything for the night, so he can't look into things further till at least tomorrow.
Fair enough. And tomorrow eventually arrives, as it always does. And that's where we're going to end our first episode back for tonight. Obviously, for us, we'll be right back in here in about half an hour after a quick smoke with you got on break. But we hope you guys liked it. It was fun to have a bit of squizzing around the city right before we left. And now everyone's going to have nightmares about the fucking bag of holding.
And I'll throw it out there. New art's going to be down in this episode below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here. So our new headshots. Okay. Our new headshots will be going in, and
excuse me.
If I wasn't lazy about it, we should have a whole new layout as well.
If I wasn't lazy about it at the end of the episode, hell yeah.
This is coming out in a little while away from us, so I don't know if I'm going to have done it yet. But
hell yeah.
Hopefully, with this new sort of arc, we're coming in with a bit of a new revamp. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We hope you guys did enjoy it. It was fun to be back on the road again. Doing the stuff that I like. No more dating sim. This is gothic horror.
It's okay.
Not for a while. This time. But
he did this on purpose. He took us away from the city to take us away from our romance options.
On Tomes and Tales.
That's okay. We've
Zeph
still got
leaves the party to go back to Goss.
We're heading towards my ex-wife, so let's see.
We'll see you guys in the next episode. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.